Chapter 313. After reading the information of the sea dragon Old Man Wang Mang couldn't help but suck in a breath of cold air. CK. He had only seen heavenly treasures with 8,900 years of cultivation. But this was the first time he had seen a demon emperor with 8,900 years of cultivation. No wonder just his aura made Wang Mang feel so terrified, because the difference in strength between the two sides was too great. Wang Mang's cultivation was only 7,300 years. The strength of the Sea Dragon King's clan head was several levels higher than Wang Mang's. At the same time, the Sea Dragon Emperor nodded slightly after hearing his son's words. However, he turned his gaze to Wang Mang and softly smiled. "There's no rush. My son, aren't you going to introduce this friend to father?" Hearing this, the Sea Dragon King introduced with a smile. "Father, this is a good brother I made not long ago. Father, don't underestimate this brother of mine. His talent is definitely at the level of a peerless genius among the demon clan." Seeing this, Wang Mang immediately shouted respectfully, "Junior greets Senior Sea Dragon Emperor." The Sea Dragon Emperor nodded in satisfaction and said slowly, "Not bad, not bad. Among the young demon clans that Ben Huang knows, in my impression, you are ranked in the top 5. Hearing this, Wang Mang was dumbfounded. CK. He was only ranked in the top 5 among the young demon clans? Then, what level had the strength of the other young demon clans reached? Just thinking about it, Wang Mang was shocked. Oh my, were all the new generation of demon clans so powerful? Although Wang Mang was a little suspicious, after thinking about it, he felt that the Sea Dragon Emperor had no reason to lie to him. Therefore, although Wang Mang was a little suspicious, he didn't ask, because he had other things to do this time. At this moment, the Sea Dragon King spoke again. "Father, this matter is extremely important and cannot be delayed." Hearing this, the Sea Dragon Emperor looked at his son in surprise and nodded. "Tell me about it." He knew that since his son had said so, it meant that the situation was serious. As the Blue Dragon Emperor spoke, the Sea Dragon King told him everything. After hearing this, the Blue Dragon Emperor, who originally didn't care, gradually became serious. He did not expect that a meteorite would fall to Earth. No wonder he had been feeling uneasy for the past few days. This was not a small matter. If this matter was not resolved, all the creatures on Earth would not be able to escape disaster. It was the same even for the sea dragons. If the meteorite that caused the extinction of the dinosaurs had landed on Earth, they wouldn't be worried. After all, they lived in the deep sea. If a 10-kilometer-long meteorite hit Earth, it would be enough to end the dinosaur era. However, the impact on them would also be great, but it would not be to the extent of extinction. At this moment, the Blue Dragon Emperor, who had been silent for a long time, spoke. "I will immediately discuss this matter with the other hegemonic clans of the ocean. However, Ben Huang can't make the decision now. However, Ben Huang already knows the purpose of your visit. We, the overlords of the ocean, will not sit by and watch Earth be destroyed." After saying that, the Azure Dragon Emperor said in a low voice, "But don't get your hopes up. This problem is very serious. We, the Sea Clan, will also do our best." All right, Ben Huang has to spread the news now. After saying that, Wang Mang saw the Blue Dragon Emperor leave. Seeing this scene, the Blue Dragon King was helpless. He looked at Wang Mang and comforted him. "Brother Python, you don't have to be so pessimistic. Anyway, even if the sky falls, there are tall people to hold it up. For something like this, we can only do our best." Hearing this, Wang Mang was also very helpless. He nodded slightly in his heart. The Sea Dragon King's thoughts were similar to his. If the powerhouses of the Sea Clan couldn't do anything, then Earth would probably be hopeless. At that time, Wang Mang would really be at his wit's end. Forget it. If it really didn't work, he would probably have to use the Summon Powerhouse card. As for whether he could summon a powerhouse, Wang Mang didn't doubt it at all. However, whether the Summon Powerhouse was good or bad was unknown. Therefore, unless it was a last resort, Wang Mang really didn't consider using the summon card. But if Earth was really going to be destroyed, he would probably use it and give it a try. Thinking of this, Wang Mang was also ready to leave. He said to the Sea Dragon King, "Brother, I'll go think of a way too. I'll go back first." Hearing this, the Sea Dragon King said gloomily, "Okay, originally, I was living a good life, but now that you've messed with me, I'm panicking. If Earth is really destroyed, it means that this is our fate." Seeing the Sea Dragon King's depressed look, Wang Mang couldn't help but be speechless. This guy was really calm. If he didn't tell him this news, he reckoned that by the time Earth was destroyed, this guy would be completely flustered, right? Thinking of this, Wang Mang couldn't help but ask, "Brother Sea Dragon King, if Earth is really destroyed, what will you do?" Hearing this, the Sea Dragon King said helplessly, "What else can I do? Wait for death, of course. If Earth is destroyed, even we won't be able to escape. Because once Earth is destroyed, even if we escape to the universe, if we can't find other worlds, we will eventually die in the vast universe. Don't even think about flying through the void of the universe, because the universe is too big. Without a land immortal, you will die in the vast universe. Even if it's a land immortal, most of them will die when they enter the universe. My father told me this news. The vast universe is too big. It's simply boundless. If we can't find a new place to live, we will definitely die. If Earth is really destroyed, I guess we can only hide on the surrounding planets and live. However, the surrounding planets might not have true chi. They're even less suitable for cultivation than Earth." After hearing the Sea Dragon King's words, Wang Mang couldn't help but ask in shock, "Brother Sea Dragon King, did you think of evacuating Earth a long time ago?" Hearing this, the Sea Dragon King nodded and said, "That's right. We thought of evacuating Earth a long time ago. As early as 2 million years ago, our ancestors thought of evacuating Earth. But our ancestors didn't find any suitable worlds for survival. At that time, our Sea Dragon clan already had a land immortal powerhouse. That is the legendary Stage 3 powerhouse. Our Sea Dragon clan's ancestors left behind records of inheritance. Since the birth of our Sea Dragon clan, Earth was at its peak. The strongest could even reach the peak of Stage 4. Hearing this, Wang Mang couldn't help but ask in shock, "Brother Sea Dragon King, what level is this so-called peak of Stage for powerhouse? Could it be above a land immortal?" The Sea Dragon King was stunned. He looked at Wang Mang and said in surprise, "Brother Python, you don't know? Let me tell you this. Our Sea Dragon clan also has a few traces of the dragon bloodline. During the era of the extinct dinosaurs, they also had a few traces of the dragon bloodline. It's just that after years of reproduction and inheritance, the bloodline has become thinner and thinner." Chapter 316. After hearing what the Sea Dragon King said, Wang Mang couldn't help but ask in surprise, "Brother, is what you said true? Your Sea Dragon race, including the dinosaurs of the dinosaur era, all have the bloodline of the dragon race?" The Sea Dragon King nodded and said, "That's right. But what our ancestors left behind is not perfect. Therefore, the Sea Dragon race has very few records and inheritances." And at this point, the Sea Dragon King couldn't help but mutter to himself in confusion, "Also, my father has always suspected when the world of Earth was born. I always feel that the timeline of Earth is very messy. No one knows the origin of Earth, and no one knows how long Earth has existed. My father even told me that he has always guessed that there was once a powerhouse who changed the timeline of Earth and the direction of its development." Hearing this, Wang Mang was completely dumbfounded. F***CK. They could even change the timeline? They could go back to the past and change history? Oh my god, what level did such a powerhouse have to reach? Just thinking about it made Wang Mang feel incredulous. He really didn't dare to imagine what level of powerhouse one had to reach to be able to go back to the past and change history, because this was too heaven-defying. Thinking of this, Wang Mang hurriedly asked in his heart, "System, is there really such a powerhouse? Can they travel through time and change time?" At this moment, the system's voice sounded frowny face yes. A warm reminder to the host. When a powerhouse reaches a certain level of strength, there is nothing they can't do. After hearing the system's confirmation, Wang Mang was secretly shocked. At the same time, Wang Mang also knew. At present, he estimated that he could only be arrogant on Earth. In other words, it was commonly known among the people as bully at home. However, Wang Mang was even more confused. He wasn't curious about history or the origin of Earth. These questions were too far away from him. It wasn't something he should care about at all. What he wanted to know was, what the hell was this so-called Level 3 powerhouse? Thinking of this, Wang Mang couldn't help but ask in his heart again. A few minutes later, Wang Mang finally got the answer he wanted. It turned out that there were too many cultivation systems and realms in the cultivation world. Therefore, the so-called levels were actually a general name. At the same time, it was also a general term like the system that differentiated strength. Level 1 refers to ordinary living beings. Level 2 refers to those who have transcended the limits of nature and become extraordinary beings. Wang Mang was also in this realm. Third stage refers to the corresponding realm, which is the Earth Immortal realm. Stage 4 refers to the level above Earth Immortal. Level 5 refers to the standard level, already able to create a world. As for the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th steps, they were all extremely powerful. Wang Mang had no idea. According to the explanation given by the system, there were a total of 9 levels of power in the myriad worlds. As for how terrifying a 9th-stage powerhouse was, Wang Mang had no idea. However, Wang Mang knew that in order to reach Stage 3, the threshold was to become an Earth Immortal. At this moment, the Sea Dragon King saw that Wang Mang was deep in thought and immediately smiled. "All right, Brother Python, don't worry about it. We don't have to worry. The ones who should be worried are those who are infinitely close to the Earth Immortal level. Once something happens to Earth, they will have to leave their homes and wander in the vast universe. At that time, they will definitely die. Moreover, the spiritual energy and true chi on Earth are showing signs of recovery. They're still waiting for the disaster to arrive and seize the opportunity to break through to the Earth Immortal level. So, they're the ones who should be worried. We are not in a hurry." Hearing the Sea Dragon King's heartless words, Wang Mang finally understood. Why did this guy look so heartless? At the same time, he also learned a secret. It turned out that these powerhouses who were close to the Earth Immortal level, they were still hoping for a disaster to befall Earth, so that the Earth Immortal level powerhouses could appear again. However, they were hoping for a disaster to befall Earth, not for it to be completely destroyed. If Earth was destroyed, the impact on them would be even greater. Thinking of this, Wang Mang secretly heaved a sigh of relief. At the same time, Wang Mang also found a solution that was not a solution. That was, he thought of a way to spread the news and tell these powerhouses. Then, he would let these powerhouses think of a solution. After all, they were the tallest people on Earth. If the sky collapsed, wouldn't they have to hold it up first? Thinking of this, Wang Mang chatted with the Sea Dragon King for a while. Only then did Wang Mang leave the ocean. 2 hours later, Wang Mang had already returned to the nest. However, what surprised Wang Mang was that, as soon as he returned to the nest, his father had been waiting for a long time. "Son, what's the matter?" Wang Fu looked at Wang Mang, who had entered the cave, with a puzzled expression. Hearing this, Wang Mang told his father about the matter. After hearing this, his father was dumbfounded and couldn't help but break down. F***CK. Damn it, what's going on? Your father's storage warehouse is ready. The armed team is also organized. The food is also ready. The firearms are also available. You're old man. Have all the money, manpower, and food you want. I've been fully prepared for a long time. I'm just waiting for the disaster to come. In the end, son, now you're telling me that a meteorite is going to hit Earth. And it's a meteorite that's more than 300 kilometers in size. Hearing his father's incredulous tone, Wang Mang suddenly felt very helpless and could only explain. "Father, you don't have to worry about this. Don't forget, this isn't just a matter of one person. There's also the vast number of demons and all the creatures on Earth." After hearing Wang Mang's words, Old Man Wang, who was originally pale and desperate and was about to break down, slowly regained his senses. Only then did Father Wong regain his senses and nod his head repeatedly. Right, right, right. Anyway, even if the sky collapses, there are tall people to hold it up. Son, don't go and join in the fun. Such a big meteorite. It's not something we can deal with at all. Hearing this, Wang Mang naturally knew what his father meant. To put it bluntly, his father was worried about his safety and wanted him to ignore it. According to his father's intention, he wanted others to worry about this matter. But Wang Fu didn't know that Wang Mang really did have to worry about it. Therefore, after chatting with his father for a while and comforting him, after his father left, Wang Mang immediately left the nest without stopping to rest. He still had to fight for more effort to solve the meteorite incident. 2 hours later, Wang Mang came to the mountain range near the gate of the Netherworld. He looked at a cave that he had blocked tightly. Wang Mang couldn't help but feel emotional. He didn't expect that he would come back after blocking the cave not long ago. Thinking of this, Wang Mang unblocked the cave and walked into the depths of the cave. 10 minutes later, Wang Mang came to the depths of the cave. Looking at the familiar gate of the Netherworld in front of him, Wang Mang immediately began to shout enthusiastically. Fellow Taoists inside, are you there? Fellow Taoists? It's me. I'm back. Fellow Taoists? Why don't you reply? 10 half-immortal heavenly materials and earthly treasures. I swear I'll let you out immediately. Chapter 317. Wang Mang called out a few times. He was suddenly puzzled. What was going on? Why wasn't anyone speaking this time? Could it be that these guys from the Netherworld were all sleeping? But did demons and ghosts need sleep too? Why didn't he know? Helpless, Wang Mang could only continue shouting. Fellow Taoists, it's me, the demon emperor who negotiated with you last time. I'm already back. I went back last time and thought about it for a long time. I've already made up my mind. Fellow Taoists, let's talk again. At this moment, the cold voice sounded again. Fellow Taoist, why did you suddenly change your mind? If I remember correctly, fellow Taoist, you left very decisively last time. You even blocked the cave when you went out. Hearing this cold voice, Wang Mang was overjoyed. He thought that these guys were sleeping or didn't want to come out. Now it seemed that there was still room for discussion. Thinking of this, Wang Mang immediately smiled warmly. Fellow Taoist, you're too anxious. Last time, I only went back to consider it. After thinking for a long time, Ben Huang has decided that as long as fellow Taoist agrees to give me the reward, Ben Huang will definitely let you out. At this moment, a cold voice suddenly sounded. I'm sorry, fellow Taoist. I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint you. Not long ago, a fellow Taoist calculated that it's not suitable for you to go out in the next 2 months. So, fellow Taoist, you should leave. We're not in a hurry. We'll come out in 2 months. When he heard this, Wang Mang was completely dumbfounded. Damn it, there's definitely an Earth immortal level expert in the Netherworld. Otherwise, it would be impossible for them to calculate that a disaster would befall them soon. Thinking of this, Wang Mang felt extremely regretful. If he had known that he would have to open the Netherworld gate sooner or later, he should have accepted the mission and opened the Netherworld gate back then. But now, there was no mission for him to open the gate. But he had to open the gate. Sigh. A miscalculation. A miscalculation. Thinking of this, Wang Mang's heart ached. However, Wang Mang still gritted his teeth and said, Fellow Taoist, it's fine if you want less. How about this? 8 half-immortal grade heavenly treasures will be enough. However, after Wang Mang finished speaking, Li Changshuo's expression changed. The voice from the Netherworld gate disappeared. It was as if there was no one there. There was no response for a long time. This caused Wang Mang to panic. Could it be that these fellows didn't want to come out now? Thinking of this, Wang Mang felt like crying. At the same time, Wang Mang couldn't help but continue persuading him. Fellow Taoist, if you still think it's worth less, it's fine too. If there's no other way, how about 5 quasi-immortal grade natural treasures? Fellow Taoist, why don't you reply? If you think it's too much, 3 quasi-immortal treasures are fine as well. Unfortunately, no matter how much Wang Mang talked about it, it was a pity. However, There was no response from the Netherworld Gate. After a long while, a cold voice came from the Netherworld Gate. Fellow Taoist, you should go back. We don't want to go out now. Hearing this, Wang Mang was instantly enraged. F***CK. These fellows simply didn't give him any face at all. Now, he took the initiative to open the door. Not only did these bastards not give him any benefits, now, they didn't want to come out. They didn't take him seriously at all. Thinking of this, Wang Mang opened his bloody mouth. At the same time, it was also the first time he used his new supernatural power, Destructive Laser Beam. Wang Mang opened his ferocious mouth and shot out a golden laser of destruction. Rumble. An earth-shattering loud noise was heard. After the smoke and dust dissipated, Wang Mang was shocked to find out his attack actually blasted open the entire Netherworld Gate. Behind the collapsed and shattered Netherworld Gate, it was a pitch-black, bottomless pit with no light. Moreover, turbid black gas was gushing out from it. In the next moment, Wang Mang only felt a gust of cold wind blowing past. Then, a cloud of black gas gushed out. He saw that the black gas gathered into a human figure. Looking at the black-robed old man in front of him, Wang Mang was stunned, because he could feel it. The aura of this black-robed old man was too powerful. It gave him a strong sense of threat. It was even stronger than the Azure Dragon Emperor. In the next moment, Wang Mang couldn't help but use information detection. Then, the black-robed old man's information appeared. Target, Taoist Black Dragon. Cultivation experience, 8,990 years. Level, pseudo-immortal. State, soul state. Supernatural power? Achievement. Due to the host opening the Netherworld Gate, the global ranking of powerhouses has changed. It is being recalculated and cannot be viewed for the time being. After reading the black-robed old man's information, Wang Mang couldn't help but feel his scalp go numb. This was too terrifying. 8,990 years of cultivation experience. He was just short of the last 10 years of cultivation experience. He would be able to become an existence at the level of a land immortal. Oh my God, were the demons and ghosts of the nether hell this strong? To be honest, it wasn't that Wang Mang hadn't encountered ghosts before. He remembered that he had encountered them several times. He had encountered female ghosts and water ghosts. But Wang Mang had definitely never encountered such a terrifying one. At the same time, Wang Mang was also secretly vigilant to the extreme. If this old man wanted to harm him, Wang Mang would definitely use his supernatural power to escape immediately. At this moment, Taoist Black Dragon was also sizing up Wang Mang. After a long while, Taoist Black Dragon said with a cold expression, "It seems that you don't put me in your eyes. Back then, when I asked you to open this stone door, you refused no matter what. Now that I don't want you to open this stone door, you just have to open it. Are you looking down on me? Or do you not put me in your eyes?" Taoist Black Dragon's cold gaze. Wang Mang felt his scalp go numb. Wang Mang hurriedly explained in a terrified tone, "Great Immortal, you've wronged me. I admire you so much that I can't wait to prostrate myself in front of you. How would I dare to look down on you? Great Immortal, Great Immortal, you really don't know something. Now, the Earth is facing a huge catastrophe. Only a powerhouse like you can save the world." Then, Wang Mang hurriedly explained this matter to Taoist Black Dragon. After hearing this, Taoist Black Dragon, who was originally a little angry, fell into deep thought. Similarly, facing Taoist Black Dragon, who was in deep thought, Wang Mang didn't dare to say anything, but he maintained the highest vigilance in his heart. If there was the slightest bit of abnormality, he would choose to escape immediately. After all, Wang Mang was still very confident in his speed. Suddenly, Taoist Black Dragon looked at Wang Mang with a cold gaze and said in a cold tone, "So, you want us to come out and solve this huge problem? If there was no such thing, you wouldn't have come to release us, right?" Chapter 3:18. Hearing Taoist Black Dragon's cold voice and gloomy gaze, Wang Mang's heart couldn't help but tremble, because the aura of a powerhouse like Taoist Black Dragon was too oppressive. Moreover, Wang Mang even felt embarrassed that he was exposed on the spot. Of course, on the surface, Wang Mang wouldn't admit it. At the same time, Wang Mang was also afraid that Taoist Black Dragon would suddenly attack. He had already become vigilant secretly, but on the surface, he said in fear, "Great Immortal, I had no other choice. Now, the entire Earth can only rely on the Great Immortal's magical powers to get through this crisis. Moreover, I believe that such a small matter would be easy for the Great Immortal." After hearing Wang Mang's flattery, Taoist Black Dragon's expression eased a lot. After all, flattery would always work. Of course. In fact, when Wang Mang said this matter, Taoist Black Dragon knew that this matter couldn't be avoided. In short, there was no use in avoiding it. Otherwise, once the Earth was finished, they would be forced to leave the Earth. But the problem was that compared to the creatures on Earth, basically, the powerhouses of the Netherworld knew. Only the true powerhouses could leave the Earth safely. Otherwise, they would die in the vast universe sooner or later. Because compared to the powerhouses on the land and in the sea on Earth, the Netherworld was actually the closest existence to the Immortals. Don't forget that the Netherworld was once established by the Immortals. Was there anyone on Earth who was closer to the Immortals than them? None at all. Just when Taoist Black Dragon was about to speak, suddenly, a large amount of black fog gushed out from the dark and endless cave behind the collapsed Netherworld gate. Then, Wang Mang saw several tens of clumps of black mist slowly converging into silhouettes. After a short while, more than 10 human figures appeared. But these figures were both strong and weak, and their strength couldn't be underestimated. The reason for that was because just their terrifying auras were enough to make Wang Mang tremble. At the same time, Wang Mang couldn't help but feel his scalp go numb. Damn, how many powerhouses were there? To be honest, Wang Mang guessed that there were many powerhouses in the Netherworld. However, Wang Mang never expected that there would be so many powerhouses. Wang Mang even suspected that there were many powerhouses who hadn't come out. After thinking of this, Wang Mang's heart trembled even more. At the same time, Wang Mang's gaze stealthily looked towards the person with the most powerful aura. This was a middle-aged man who looked mighty and domineering. He had a head of black hair that cascaded down like a waterfall, and he wore a black robe with a golden dragon. His eyes were as deep as the stars, and his gaze was exceptionally sharp. This middle-aged man's aura was much more powerful than Taoist Black Dragon's in front of Wang. Taoist Black Dragon's aura, God Black Dragon's Taoist Black Dragons couldn't. However, the middle-aged man before him gave Wang Mang the feeling of complete destruction. If he really had to make a comparison, Wang Mang felt that the middle-aged man in the dragon robe was much stronger than Taoist Black Dragon. But at this moment, the middle-aged man in the dragon robe looked at Wang Mang in surprise. He asked in an uncertain tone, "Wang Mang?" Hearing this, Wang Mang was even more shocked. Damn, does this man in the dragon robe know me? Thinking of this, Wang Mang was puzzled. He asked cautiously, "Great Immortal, who is Wang Mang? Do you have a grudge against him? If you do, just tell me, Great Immortal, and I'll definitely kill him for you." Hearing this, the middle-aged man in the dragon robe looked at Wang Mang for a long time and suddenly laughed. "You're definitely Wang Mang. That's right. That's right. Back in the underworld, that bastard Liu Bang wanted to kill you. If it wasn't for Ben Huang, you wouldn't even be a ghost." At this moment, Taoist Black Dragon no longer dared to utter a word after the middle-aged man spoke. Similarly, the other existences from the nether hell fell silent. This scene also surprised Wang Mang. This guy's status was very high, wasn't it? It was very likely that he was also a big shot in the netherworld. Moreover, hearing the words of this middle-aged man in dragon robes, he clearly didn't have any enmity towards him. Thinking to this point, Wang Mang calmly admitted, "I am indeed Wang Mang. Great Immortal, do you know me?" Hearing this, the middle-aged man in the dragon robe nodded slightly and smiled. "Let's call him Ben Huang Ingzheng." Hearing the middle-aged man's words, Wang Mang was completely dumbfounded. He found it unbelievable. F***CK. Could this middle-aged man in dragon robes be the legendary Emperor Ingzheng? Thinking of this, Wang Mang was even more shocked. Even his worldview was turned upside down. Mother **Ker. What the hell are these experts in the netherworld? Could it be that all the dead existences had entered the nether hell? Thinking of this, Wang Mang was even more shocked. Of course, seeing that Ingzheng had a good impression of him, Wang Mang immediately smiled and said flatteringly, "So it's Lord Ancestral Dragon. Lord Ancestral Dragon, actually, I admire you the most in my heart." After hearing Wang Mang's flattery, Ingzheng couldn't help but laugh. "Back then, I told you not to reincarnate, but you insisted on not listening. Now that you have the identity of a demon, you have to start all over again." Hearing this, Wang Mang was basically certain now. He definitely knew Ingzheng, and it was in the nether hell. However, Wang Mang no longer had the memories of the past. Thinking up to this point, Wang Mang immediately took the opportunity to explain everything that had happened. After all the experts of the nether hell heard this, they frowned and fell into deep thought. Even Ingzheng, who was the leader, was the same. Even if he was the Emperor Qin Shi Huang. After a long time, Ingzheng nodded slowly and said, "Wang Mang, I will communicate with the existence of the nether hell about this. Also, Brother Wang Mang, you'd better be careful of the people of Liu Bang's Hanshi clan in the nether hell. They truly wish that they could hack you into 1,000 pieces." Hearing this, Wang Mang's heart trembled, and he felt helpless. He guessed that it was very likely to be related to his previous life. If he knew this, he wouldn't have admitted this identity. This was because this identity brought him both advantages and disadvantages. Thinking of this, Wang Mang was a little puzzled. "Brother Ingzheng, is it really related to my previous life? Just because I once wanted to conquer their Han dynasty?" At this time, Ingzheng revealed a playful look. "Guess." Chapter 319. Hearing Ingzheng's playful question, Wang Mang didn't even have time to speak. The experts of the nether hell who were present couldn't help but burst into laughter. Because Wang Mang had been reincarnated, he had basically forgotten all the memories of his previous life. However, all the experts from the nether hell knew the general reason. In fact, that was indeed the case. Wang Mang's usurpation of the Han dynasty was known to everyone who knew a little about history. It could be said that if Wang Mang hadn't gone to conquer the Han dynasty would probably have lasted longer. As long as the Han dynasty lasted longer, Liu Bang's strength would be stronger, because Liu Bang was the founding emperor of the Han dynasty. However, Liu Bang's luck and merit couldn't compare to Ingzheng's. Therefore, in the netherworld, he was suppressed by Ingzheng, although the great Qin Empire had fallen for 2 generations. But he was the first emperor to unify the world. The luck and merit that he had obtained. It could be said that he was the first person to eat crabs. Therefore, the luck and merit that Ingzheng had was too huge. Even though the Han dynasty had been at its peak for so long, it was still suppressed by Ingzheng. Of course, the forces of the netherworld were too complicated. Even Ingzheng was only an expert of a region. He was an existence that truly stood at the top of the pyramid in the netherworld. They were all the few Earth immortal level experts in the netherworld. The second tier was Ingzheng, who was about to reach the Earth immortal level. Of course, Wang Mang had more or less guessed this news. However, Wang Mang didn't have the time to think about this. What he was having a headache now was that he had offended the experts of the netherworld for no reason. Oh my God, he hadn't even gone to the netherworld yet. In the end, he already had an enemy. Was this the legendary VIP treatment? After all, he had never seen anyone else receive such treatment. Just as Wang Mang was feeling depressed, Ingzheng smiled and comforted him. "Brother Wang Mang, don't worry. I'll take care of you." "That's right. Brother, we need to go back and discuss with the experts of the nether underworld about how to resolve this meteorite incident. If Brother Wang Mang also wants to go to the underworld, can you come with me?" Hearing that, Wang Mang quickly shook his head and refused. "Brother Ingzheng, you guys go ahead with your work. Brother, you still have to assist the people of the Red Empire in dealing with this matter." Upon hearing that, Ingzheng nodded slightly, turned around, and smiled at the experts of the nether underworld. When the time comes, everyone must give face to Ben Huang. Don't make things difficult for Ben Huang. All the netherworld experts present, including Taoist Black Dragon, smiled and nodded when they heard this. Seeing this, Wang Meng couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Sure enough, it's good to have more friends. Wang Meng didn't feel too bad about revealing his identity this time. Without Ying Zheng's greeting, let alone the netherworld experts present, Taoist Black Dragon, who was slightly dissatisfied with Wang Meng previously, wouldn't give Wang Meng too much face. But now he wouldn't, at least for the sake of Ying Zheng. Wang Meng wasn't worried about instigating a grudge with Taoist Black Dragon. Brother, Ben Huang will go back first. This matter is very serious and can't be delayed. After that, Ying Zheng nodded slightly, turned into a cloud of black gas, and went back into the bottomless pit of the nether underworld. Seeing this, Wang Meng also smiled fawningly at the experts. Great immortals, I'll also go back to work. Wang Meng heaved a sigh of relief when the group of netherworld experts nodded, and then he left the cave. In the blink of an eye, 5 days had passed. Wang Meng also did his best. He gathered all his strength. Yes, Wang Meng told the news to the demon race, the Sea Clan, and even the nether underworld. It could be said that Wang Meng gathered all the experts he had come into contact with. At this moment, on a large pier by the sea, a large number of demon race experts gathered here. It was a black mass, and it seemed that there were many of them. At a glance, they were all Demon Emperor level experts. Among these experts, there were demon race, Sea Clan, and nether underworld experts. Other than that, there were human experts. Human experts were pitifully weak. Why did Wang Meng say that? Because the human experts were really too weak. At a glance, there were no experts who had reached the celestial realm. The celestial realm was in existence at the Demon Emperor level. Another thing worth mentioning was, all the Demon Emperor experts present, there were only 2 groups of people who were the most powerful. The first was naturally the experts of the nether underworld. Even if Wang Meng was here, he wouldn't be ranked at all, because there were experts at the land immortal level here. There were a total of 6 of them. These 6 were all experts from the nether underworld. It could be said that the nether underworld was the strongest at the moment. They were even stronger than the demon race. These 6 land immortal level experts. They were the ghost god from the underworld, horse-face god. The ghost god from the underworld, ox-head god. The ghost god from the underworld, judge god. The ghost god from the underworld, black and white impermanence. The lord of the 18 levels of hell from the underworld. Of course, these 6 land immortals from the underworld. Actually, they weren't the real ox-head, horse-face, black and white impermanence. It could be said that they were all ghost gods who had obtained the netherworld token. From this, it could be seen how important the so-called netherworld token, immortal token, and god token were. This was like a radish and a pit. After obtaining this identity token, then they would be able to become the legitimate ghosts and gods of the underworld on Earth. Other than that, there were many experts that Wang Meng had never seen before. This was because there were hundreds of Demon Emperor level experts present. Wang Meng even guessed that this was definitely the strongest force on Earth. 6 land immortal level experts. All of them came from the nether underworld. It could be said that Wang Meng didn't even have say here. Not to mention these people from the Red Empire. If it weren't for Wang Meng, they wouldn't even have the qualifications to stand here. At this moment, a land immortal level existence with a monster-like body slowly said, "Let's wait here." This monster who spoke had a human-like body and was covered in black lines. Other than that, he had 3 faces and 6 eyes on his head, 6 arms on his body, and a tail behind him. He looked like a demon from hell. Similarly, he was also the most powerful existence in the underworld, known as the Lord of the 18 levels of hell. However, how strong had he become? Wang Meng didn't know. This was because his information detection seemed to be unable to be used these few days. He didn't know if he could use it now. Thinking of this, Wang Meng quietly used information detection again. But what surprised Wang Meng was that this time, information detection could be used. But after reading the information of the Lord of the Underworld, Wang Mang couldn't help but be dumbfounded. Target: Lord of the 18 levels of hell. Cultivation experience: 9,800 years. Level: 3rd stage expert, immortal realm. Supernatural power? Achievement: 3rd place on the global list of experts. Note: the global list of experts has been refreshed. Luck value: 388. Threat level: those below the immortal god are all ants. Chapter 320. After reading the Lord of Hell's information, Wang Mang couldn't help but suck in a breath of cold air. He didn't expect that this expert from the netherworld, he was actually so powerful. His cultivation was almost at the level of 10,000 years. Such strength was simply unimaginable. It would definitely be easy for him to kill him. Thinking of this, Wang Mang's heart couldn't help but sink. If it weren't for the meteorite incident, Wang Mang wouldn't have opened the netherworld's gate no matter what. Of course, he had to solve the meteorite incident first. However, Wang Mang also knew. He was afraid that his ranking in the world's powerhouse rankings had definitely dropped. This was because Wang Mang believed that the powerhouses of the netherworld might be stronger than the Demon Clan. At least in front of the top powerhouses, even the Demon Clan was nothing in front of the powerhouses of the netherworld. Similarly, Wang Mang didn't use information detection against the other Earth immortal level powerhouses. This was because when he used information detection earlier, the Lord of the Netherworld glanced at him. A casual glance immediately let Wang Mang know. His information detection earlier had been discovered by the Lord of Hell. Because of this, Wang Mang didn't dare to use information detection on the Earth immortal level powerhouses. At this moment, another Earth immortal spoke. It's not enough. Wait a little longer. There are still powerhouses who haven't arrived. Wang Mang was instantly extremely shocked in his heart when he heard this. If this Earth immortal said that the powerhouses hadn't arrived, then they must be powerhouses of the same level. But the problem was that other than the netherworld, there were also Earth immortal level powerhouses. In fact, Wang Mang guessed that there should only be 6 Earth immortals in the world. But now, it seemed that there were more than 6 Earth immortals. Although he was puzzled, Wang Mang didn't ask. Because among the powerhouses present, Wang Mang's strength really had to stand aside. Only existences whose strength was infinitely close to the Earth immortal level were qualified to speak. This wasn't a rule. It was mainly because Wang Mang himself had discovered this problem. For example, the Dog Emperor hadn't uttered a single word from the beginning to the end, and so had the Stone Emperor. There was even a Rat Emperor that Wang Mang had never seen before, but whose cultivation had reached 8,000 years. He did not say anything either. In the blink of an eye, 3 days had passed. In these 3 days, another Earth immortal expert appeared. Wang Mang had never seen this Earth immortal before. He was an old man with a head full of white hair, but his aura was no weaker than the other Earth immortals. Moreover, the old man's aura was completely different from the aura of the expert from the nether underworld. He looked like an old man who was filled with smoke and fire in the mortal world. He did not have the slightest bit of arrogance. This was probably the only expert that Wang Mang had met who looked like a human. Just as Wang Mang was wondering about the old man's identity, the Dog Emperor whispered to him, "Don't talk. He is the only local lord on Earth." Hearing this, Wang Mang glanced at the Dog Emperor in surprise. He realized that this guy really knew a lot. Just like that, another 5 days passed. At this moment, the meteorite was about to land. There was only 1 day left. Because of the meteorite's speed, it was faster than the calculations of the various empires. At the same time, Wang Mang's emotions were also extremely tense. Not only Wang Mang, but all the experts present were also very nervous. Because if they couldn't withstand this wave of attacks, then Earth would basically be finished. At this time, the officials of the Red Empire walked up. Then, the officials of the Red Empire respectfully said to the experts present, "Demon Emperors and Great Immortals, there's only 1 day left before the meteorite lands. Now, in addition to the Red Empire, the Sirav Nation, the Star-Spangled Nation, and other powerful empires, We have also organized experts to go all out to destroy the meteorite. Hearing this, the leader of the Lords of Hell nodded slightly. Good. Tell them to set off. You too. After saying that, the Lord of Hell glanced at all the experts present. Then, the Lord of Hell raised his head and looked at the sky where the sun and the moon were at the same time. Seeing this, all the experts present also rushed to the sky, including Wang Mang. At the same time, Wang Mang also saw for the first time the speed of an Earth Immortal expert. The speed of an Earth Immortal expert all reached a speed of tens of thousands of miles per hour. This discovery simply shocked Wang Mang, the speed that he was proud of. In the face of an Earth Immortal expert, it didn't have much effect. However, after thinking about it for a while, Wang Mang felt relieved. The difference between an Earth Immortal and a non-Earth Immortal was really too big. In an instant, hundreds of Demon Royal level experts had arrived in the universe in just a moment. Not only that, Wang Mang also realized that other than the experts on his side, there were also other experts. In the sky, there was still a group of experts, scattered and not many of them. There were only a dozen of them, or maybe 20 or 30 of them at the Demon Emperor level. When they saw the huge team on Wang Mang's side, these Demon Emperors appeared in the sky from all over the world. For a moment, it was as if they were scattered and gathered. Looking at the unfamiliar faces and the unfamiliar auras, Yi Zichen thought to himself. Wang Mang couldn't help but feel emotional. He didn't expect there to be so many experts in the world. If it weren't for the meteorite incident, these experts on Earth probably wouldn't have all come out. Although there weren't many Earth Immortals, there were still hundreds of Demon Emperors from all over the world gathered here. Wang Mang roughly glanced around and was sure that there should be about 300 Demon Emperors present. Among them, the Oceanic clan accounted for 3/5, and the Netherworld accounted for 2/5. The rest were the scattered Demon Emperors who were lurking all over the world. In the blink of an eye, a few hours had passed. The huge team had already flown out of Earth. At this moment, outside of Earth, in the vast universe, the huge team of experts on Earth also stopped with the Lord of the Netherworld. Because they couldn't see the meteorite coming now, they had to wait here for the meteorite to appear and destroy it before it entered Earth. Otherwise, Earth would really be finished. Even if they were Demon Emperors and Earth Immortals, they could probably only wander in the starry universe. In the blink of an eye, another half a day had passed. Although according to the time calculation, there were still a few hours left before the meteorite landed. However, inadvertently, Wang Mang suddenly saw a pitch-black cosmos, a small red that was crazily enlarging in his line of sight. Moreover, the speed of this small red dot's enlargement, it was even more exaggerated than a magnifying glass. Seeing this scene, Wang Mang's entire body trembled. If he guessed correctly, this inconspicuous small red dot, it could be a meteorite that was coming at an extremely fast speed. Chapter 3:21. Just as expected, at this moment, the leader of the Lords of the Underworld suddenly shouted, "Pay attention! It has appeared! All of you, listen to my command later. Attack together later. We must destroy this meteorite." Hearing this, all the powerhouses present were shocked. Then, all of them looked at the meteorite. When they saw the red meteorite that was rapidly enlarging in their line of sight, all the monster royal powerhouses present dispersed and transformed into their original forms. This was because their strength was at its peak when they were in their original forms. Of course, among these powerhouses who had transformed into their original forms, except for the 7 Earth Immortal level powerhouses. At a glance, one could see many gigantic monster beasts appearing in the starry sky. It could be said that all the monster royal powerhouses present did not hold back their strength. These powerful auras also meant that all the powerhouses present were ready to go all out. Therefore, the auras of the powerhouses nearby filled the entire starry sky of the universe. After all, this was not a personal matter, but a matter of all the powerhouses on Earth. Attack! At this moment, the Lord of Hell shouted. Then, he transformed into a gigantic monster that was hundreds of meters tall. Then, without hesitation, the Lord of Hell rushed toward the meteorite that was rushing toward him. Following the Lord of Hell's attack, the other 6 Earth immortal level powerhouses also did not want to be outdone. Like streams of light, they shot out explosively. Similarly, the rest of the monster royal powerhouses had already transformed into their original forms and were rushing toward the meteorite. Why did they rush over when the meteorite was so far away? This was because the meteorite was moving too fast. It was so fast that the naked eye could not see it clearly. If it were not for the monster royal powerhouses and the Earth immortal level powerhouses present, they would not be able to see the meteorite's terrifying speed. Similarly, Wang Mang had also transformed into his original form. However, he had actually kept a trick up his sleeve. This was because he knew his own strength. Compared to the combined attack of the demon emperors, this little bit of strength was not inferior. Therefore, Wang Mang only transformed into his original form and rushed toward the meteorite with the rest of the powerhouses. After flying for half an hour, the Lord of Hell, who was the leader, shouted, "Quick, let's attack together." Hearing this, all the demon royal powerhouses started to use their divine abilities. It could be said that none of the demon emperors had held back. Angry shouts rang out one after another. Grab the stars and the moon. Twisting universe. Peerless sword. Earth-shattering roar. A single spark makes a great fire. Mystic water domain. Heavenly dog, eat the sun. Thunder curse. 10,000 souls devour the heavens. Heaven imprisoning desolate palm. 5 emperors breaking the 9 heavens. The next moment, these were hundreds of demon emperors. The condensed mystique appeared in an overwhelming manner. At the same time, the 7 Earth Immortals also made their moves. Compared to the demonic Beast Emperor's attack, their actions were truly earth-shattering. Then, the Lord of the Underworld formed a gigantic hand in the middle of the starry sky. This sky-covering giant hand was already several kilometers long when it was condensed. The other 6 land immortals also activated their divine powers and attacked one after another. Of course, they unleashed the terrifying power of their divine abilities. It was simply earth-shattering, causing one's expression to change. 18 hells, moving mountains and filling seas. Netherworld hell tribulation. After all the powerhouses present had used their divine powers, Wang Mang saw it. Countless divine powers bombarded the terrifying meteor that was burning with raging flames. Rumble. Bang. 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 A series of earth-shattering sounds rang out. They saw that parts of the huge meteor exploded and flew everywhere. The debris of the meteor that had been blasted away by many divine powers flew out like a turbulent flow. However, what made all the powerhouses, including Wang Mang, terrified was that this huge meteor was still not destroyed. This wave of divine powers attacks covered the sky and earth. They had only destroyed 1% of the meteor's volume. In other words, the divine powers that were used by all the powerhouses on Earth. In fact, they did not cause much damage to the meteor. This was also the reason why all the powerhouses, including the land immortals, had a drastic change in expression. Damn it. What should we do? Lord of Hell, what should we do? It's over. It's over. This meteor is too big. That's right. Even if all of us monster emperors attack together, it won't be of any help. Unless all of us monster emperors rush up and self-destruct, there's still a chance. Is Earth really going to be doomed? Are we really going to wander the starry sky? At this moment, all the monster emperors present had already started to panic. Let's go. We can't stay on Earth anymore. Do you want to wander the starry sky with Ben Huang? At this moment, the dog emperor beside Wang Mang suddenly sighed and asked. Hearing this, Wang Mang's heart suddenly sank, and he did not speak. At this moment, the leader of the Lords of Hell spoke again. Attack again. We must try our best to stop it. If one attack doesn't work, we'll use it a few more times. Hearing this, all the powerhouses present continued to use their divine powers. Just like this, all the powerhouses present joined forces and repeatedly used their divine powers more than 10 times. All the monster emperors finally lost all hope. Because after using their divine powers for so long, the damage caused to the meteor was less than 1/10. To put it bluntly, the meteor was still not destroyed by them. Only a small part of it was shattered by the experts present. Sigh. Forget it, forget it. This is the will of the heavens. At this moment, the white-haired local god could not help but say bitterly. Hearing this, even the other ghosts and deities of the nether underworld fell silent. Seeing this scene, Wang Mang could not help but feel helpless. He could see clearly that these guys could no longer stop this meteor. Even the powerhouses at the level of Earth Immortals could not stop the meteor. Moreover, judging from the situation in front of him, these guys were ready to give up on Earth. Thinking of this, Wang Mang's heart was very heavy. He knew that now was not the time to hesitate. If he hesitated for a while, Earth would be doomed. Thinking of this, Wang Mang made up his mind. He had already decided to use the summoning card. This was because there was no other way out of this. Sigh. Damn it. These pieces of *T. They were simply good-looking but useless. He could not do anything at all. Thinking of this, Wang Mang silently said in his heart, "System, use the summoning card." The next moment, the system's voice sounded. Ding! Congratulations to the host. Successfully used the Summoning Powerhouse Cross-Realm Projection card. Chapter 322. In the next moment, the system's voice sounded frowny-faced. Ding! Congratulations, host. Successfully used the Summoning Powerhouse Cross-Realm Projection card. After hearing the system's voice, Wang Mang could not help but feel his heart tighten. There was no need to mention how nervous Wang Mang was right now. Once the summoned powerhouse did not make a move, or a powerhouse that was full of hostility towards him, in that case, Wang Mang would very likely play himself to death. Because of this, Wang Mang, who was using this thing for the first time, was still very nervous. At this moment, the system's voice sounded again frowny-faced. Ding! Congratulations, host. It is possible to obtain the following summoning powerhouses. Ding! Please choose to exclude the following two. You do not wish to summon a powerhouse. Summon target 1, Sudaji. Strength level, unknown. Character evaluation, unknown. Origin, a fox demon with Nuwas backing. Summon target 2, Sun Wukong. Strength level, unknown. Character evaluation, unknown. Origin, transform from the sky, mending stone. Summon target 3, Black Emperor. Strength level, unknown. Character evaluation, bullies the weak and fears the strong. Origin, a dog with a background. Summon target 4, Buddha Tathagata. Strength level, unknown. Character evaluation, unknown. Origin, disciple of a saint. Summon target 5, Yi Tiandi. Strength level, unknown. Character evaluation, unknown. Origin, unknown. Summon target 6, Bai Sujin. Strength level, unknown. Character evaluation, docile. Origin, unknown. Summon target 7, unknown. Strength level, unknown. Personality rating, unknown. Origin, unknown. After looking at the choices given by the system, Wang Mang was completely dumbfounded. *CK. What was going on? Could he even remove 2 out of the 6? However, the problem was that he didn't know anything about the personalities of these 6 powerhouses. After all, he had never seen these experts before. How was he supposed to summon it? Could it be these familiar fellows? Was it really the same as in the TV series? Wang Mang didn't dare to use TV dramas, movies, or novels to determine their personalities, because he could really summon it now. It was completely different from what they saw in movies, dramas, or novels. What should they do? Therefore, Wang Mang was really hesitant about which 2 powerhouses he should eliminate. However, the first thing that could be ruled out was this thing. Oh, right, what dog emperor? That could be ruled out. Bullying the weak and fearing the strong? What he wanted was a powerhouse who could save the world. He wasn't a piece of trash who bullied the weak and feared the strong. The first one that could be kept was Bai Sujin, because the system had prompted that she had a docile personality. This could be kept. Then who should he exclude the other position? Buddha Tathagata, or Sun Wukong? Were the personalities of these two guys really the same as on TV? Thinking of this, Wang Mang couldn't help but feel conflicted. But after thinking for a long time, Wang Mang finally decided to exclude Sun Wukong. Because Sun Wukong was a monkey after all, then Monkey King's temper probably wouldn't be good. Thinking of this, Wang Mang silently said in his heart, "Exclude Sun Wukong and Dog Emperor. Oh no, Black Emperor." The next moment, the system's voice sounded again, frowny-faced ding. The host has successfully eliminated the powerhouses that you don't want to summon. Ding. The powerhouse is being summoned. Warm reminder to the host. The summoned powerhouse will appear in half an hour. After hearing this, Wang Mang inexplicably heaved a sigh of relief. Half an hour was more than enough for him. At the current speed of the meteorite, it shouldn't be able to reach Earth so quickly, because Wang Mang and the group of powerhouses, in order to not let Earth be affected, but had flown far away from Earth. Moreover, the previous attacks of the group of powerhouses had slightly affected the speed of the meteorite. Then what was the use of this half an hour? Thinking of this, Wang Mang inadvertently looked at the other powerhouses, seeing that all the powerhouses were silent and at a loss of what to do. Wang Mang's eyes suddenly lit up. This half an hour, it must be left by the system for him to show off. After all, he had been invisible for so long. Thinking of this, Wang Mang decided to seize this opportunity to awe these guys. After all, he only had this summoning card. If he didn't show off, he wouldn't have a chance. Thinking of this, Wang Mang suddenly shouted, "Everyone wait! Ben Wang has a way." After hearing Wang Mang's voice, all the powerhouses present were puzzled and looked at Wang Mang. Even the 7 earthly immortals present had their eyes fixed on Wang Mang as well. "What method do you have?" "That's right. You're overestimating yourself. You, a monster emperor, have a way? Even the earth immortals can't do anything. What are you? Are you going to tell us that you can destroy this meteorite?" For a moment, many monster emperors who didn't know each other sneered disdainfully. In their opinion, even the earth immortals couldn't do anything. So how could Wang Mang, a monster emperor, have a way? Although Wang Mang was a monster emperor at the level of 7,000 years, he was considered powerful among the group of monster emperors. But there were monster emperors at the level of 8,000 years, let alone 7,000 years. There were even earth immortals present. Could it be that when all the powerhouses present had no way, this inconspicuous monster emperor had a way? At this time, a middle-aged man from the nether hell, whose strength was close to that of an earth immortal, sneered. "What method do you have? Tell us. If you can't tell us, you're just toying with us." Hearing this, Ingjin couldn't help but frown and say coldly, "Liu Bang, you old dog. This is a critical moment. It's not the time to settle your personal grudge. Whether or not Brother Wang Mang has a way, we'll have to wait for him to finish." Hearing this, Liu Bang, who was also wearing a golden dragon robe, snorted coldly. At this time, among the 7 earth immortals, the white-haired old man of the earth immortal said with a gentle face, "If you have a way, tell us quickly. There's no time to delay." Hearing this, Wang Mang snorted under the doubtful eyes of the powerhouses. Ben Wang has a magic power, a summoning technique used as a life-saving trump card. Once this magic power is used, it can communicate with the powerhouses in the unseen world. If you don't believe me, just watch. Ben Wang is about to start the summoning. After saying this, Wang Mang, under the gaze of hundreds of monster emperors and several earth immortals, Wang Mang immediately closed his eyes, looked serious, and pretended to murmur, "Blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, blah blah blah, Eucalica." Chapter 323. Seeing this scene, all the demon emperors present, some of them were even earth immortals, they were all very confused. Blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, Eucalica? Could this be the incantation for summoning the divine ability? Thinking of this, many of the demon emperors present quietly paid attention to it. It could be said that they had quietly memorized the incantation that Wang Mang had chanted in their hearts. Even the Earth Immortals had secretly memorized it. At the same time, Wang Mang was still speaking eloquently as he chanted the incantation, blah blah blah, rotten melons, melons, cucumbers, while pretending Wang Mang was actually hesitating in his heart. Was he going to take the opportunity to ask for some benefits? After all the powerhouses present had been fooled by him. If he didn't take the opportunity to ask for benefits this time, then he probably wouldn't have another chance. Because even if this meteorite incident was resolved, the world was about to change, and a disaster was about to befall. Thinking of this, Wang Mang made up his mind. Damn it, I'll do it. No man can be rich without a windfall. A horse can't be fat without eating at night. The bold will die from overeating, and the cowardly will starve to death. So what if you're an Earth Immortal? I'll still trick you all. Thinking of this, Wang Mang quietly opened his eyes a little, seeing that all the powerhouses present were paying attention to him. Wang Mang pretended to chant for a while. Wang Mang suddenly opened his eyes and roared with a voice full of pain. Great Immortals, fellow Taoists, quickly take out the half-immortal level treasures and give them to me. The more the better, otherwise, Ben Huang will die on the spot before he can summon the powerhouse from the underworld. Hearing Wang Mang's serious and painful expression, it obviously didn't seem like he was pretending. However, there were still many powerhouses present who had doubts in their hearts, because they didn't see any powerhouses being summoned. But when they thought of what Wang Mang said about the backlash, the powerhouses present basically didn't doubt it. In the eyes of many demon emperors and even Earth Immortals, the demon emperors and Earth Immortals were all shocked. If Wang Mang's life-saving trump card didn't have any restrictions or drawbacks, wouldn't he be invincible? After all, he could summon experts. This was too heaven-defying. Thinking up to this point, many monster emperors firmly remembered the incantation that Wang Mang had spoken earlier. Although he had to pay a hefty price to use this ability, However, no expert would give up on such a powerful ability. Therefore, he had to memorize the incantation for the divine ability. However, as for Wang Mang's request for them to give him some benefits, all the demon royal powerhouses chose to ignore him and pretended not to hear him. Not to mention that they didn't have any half-immortal grade natural treasures. Even if they did, who would be willing to take them out? Upon seeing this, the 7 Earth Immortals frowned. Of course, they heard Wang Mang's request. However, what made them feel helpless was that the experts present did not hesitate when they attacked. However, when they were asked to take out their treasures, all of them chose to remain silent. Obviously, they didn't want to give him any benefits. From this, it could be seen that the experts were selfish at all times. At the same time, Wang Mang, who had been quietly observing the situation, also saw all of this. Damn it, these D*MN guys. They're so stingy. Thinking of this, Wang Mang was very unhappy. After all, he had wasted a summoning card. This summoning card was very precious to Wang Mang. However, when he wanted to take the opportunity to ask for some benefits, these guys were stingy. He was saving the world. Thinking of this, Wang Mang screamed in pain. Hurry up! Hurry up! I can't take it anymore. Upon seeing this, the Lord of Hell, who was the leader, finally spoke. I have one here. As soon as he finished speaking, a half-immortal grade, natural treasure appeared in the Lord of Hell's hand out of thin air. This half-immortal grade natural treasure was overflowing with a medicinal fragrance, like a black lotus, which was extremely demonic. Upon seeing this, the Lord of Earth opened his palm, and a tender pink peach appeared in his palm. He said, "This is a half-immortal grade peach." Upon seeing this, Wang Mang was immediately overjoyed. Then, he quietly glanced at the other Earth Immortals. He saw that the other Earth Immortals had no intention of taking out their treasures at all. Wang Mang could not help but feel regretful. It seemed that he could only get these 2 half-immortal grade natural treasures at most. Damn it, these guys are so stingy. Wang Mang cursed the experts present in his heart. He immediately screamed in pain, hurry up, give it to me, great Immortals. Upon hearing this, The Lord of Hell and the Lord of Earth did not waste any time and threw the two half-immortal grade natural treasures at Wang Mang. Upon seeing that he was still alive, many of the demon emperors present were envious. If it were not for the presence of the Earth immortals, they would have been impatient. In fact, it was the first time for many demon emperors to see a half-immortal grade natural treasure. That was because half-immortal grade natural treasures were too rare. Not only were they useful for demon emperors, but they were also useful for experts who were infinitely close to the Earth immortals. Or even for Earth immortals, they were also very effective. But what about Wang Mang? He got two half-immortal grade natural treasures so easily. Of course, they were envious. At the same time, many demon emperors were also very puzzled. Could it be that this summoning divine power required the use of half-immortal grade natural treasures? If that was the case, it could be said that many of the demon emperors present were already nervous, because the price of using it was too great. At the same time, after obtaining these two half-immortal grade natural treasures, Wang Mang pretended to swallow them, but when he closed his mouth, he kept them in his storage space. At this point, two half-immortal grade natural treasures were in his hands. Only then did Wang Mang pretend that he was no longer in pain. Just like that, Wang Mang pretended for nearly half an hour. At the same time, the meteorite was very close to Earth. If there were no accidents, it would crash into Earth in half an hour. This caused the experts present to lose their patience one after another. They panicked and questioned Wang Mang angrily. Damn it, what the hell is going on? Didn't you say to summon the experts? Where are the experts? Where are the experts you summoned? Can you do it or not? Don't tell me you're playing with us. Chapter 324. He's just pretending. Ben Huang has been suspicious of him for a long time. That's right. You've even eaten the half-deity treasure of heaven and earth. We've been waiting for you for half an hour, but you still haven't shown up. Why don't you tell us the truth? Can you do it or not? If you dare to lie to us, we'll tear you into pieces. All of a sudden, all the powerhouses present were furious. In fact, many of the powerhouses present had the same bloodline on Earth. After losing their patience, these powerhouses directly threatened Wang Mang. Hearing the angry questions of the powerhouses, Wang Mang felt bitter in his heart. He had been pretending for half an hour. But why hasn't the powerhouse appeared yet? Oh my God. System, didn't we agree on half an hour? Thinking of this, Wang Mang started to panic. At the same time, he could only pray that the system wouldn't screw up. Otherwise, not only would Earth be doomed, but he would also be doomed. Thinking of this, Wang Mang quickly asked, System, how much longer? The next moment, the system's voice sounded. Warm reminder, the summoning target is about to be projected here. After hearing the system's voice, Wang Mang felt a little relieved. At the same time, in order to protect his dignity, under the questioning of all the powerhouses, Wang Mang suddenly roared. The summoning is successful. The powerhouse is about to be summoned. Hearing Wang Mang's words, all the powerhouses present sneered. Many of them were about to say something. However, at this moment, they vaguely heard a roar coming from space. This sudden scene caused all the powerhouses to raise their heads and look around. After that, many of the powerhouses present felt that this part of the universe was unusual, because this part of the universe seemed to be distorted and became extremely unstable. Could it be that there's really a powerhouse who can cross the space and come here? Seeing this, the Lord of Hell, who was the leader, said in disbelief. All of a sudden, the other 6 Earth immortal powerhouses were also shocked, because they could sense that the space in this expanse of the starry sky was warping. In the next moment, an earth-shattering explosion resounded. This earth-shattering sound attracted everyone's attention. The starry sky above them seemed to be on the verge of collapsing. In the next moment, all the powerhouses present saw a scene that they would never forget. Suddenly, a crack appeared in the starry sky above his head. It was as if the starry sky of this universe was about to collapse at any moment. Not only that, from this gap, a storm that was as sharp as a knife blew out. Then the spatial crack became bigger and bigger. Even a group of experts, including Wang Mang, could see the pitch-black black hole-like scene in the spatial rift. Then Wang Mang saw two huge arms covered in black flames suddenly stretch out from the spatial crack. Then the two huge hands, which were burning with purplish-black flames, began to grab the sides of the spatial rift and tear it apart. At the same time, a laugh that was not a laugh could be heard. Aha! The wild and unrestrained laughter was like the sound of a demon. After coming out from a spatial crack, it swept through the entire starry sky universe. Just after hearing this voice, all the demon emperors, including Wang Mang, felt their hearts tremble and even felt dizzy. Moreover, from the demonic aura that was unintentionally spreading out from the spatial crack, Wang Mang could feel a tremor. This was a fear that came from the depths of his soul. It was as if under this aura, he was as small as a speck of dust. But what Wang Mang didn't know was that he wasn't the only one who felt this way. All the demon emperors and even the land immortals felt this way. Rumble. At this moment, then Wang Mang saw the spatial crack being torn open with a loud bang. Then a figure that was burning with purplish-black flames appeared. His entire body was burning with purplish-black flames, and for a moment, it was impossible to see his face clearly. However, as that figure appeared, the crowd began to tremble. That terrifying feeling from before had become even stronger. In front of this figure, all the demon emperors and land immortals present. At the same time, they all had the urge to kneel down and worship him. They couldn't straighten their backs at all. "You're the one who summoned me?" At this moment, the huge figure covered in flames looked at Wang Mang. However, Wang Mang couldn't see who the other party was at all. Facing this unknown existence that had been summoned, Wang Mang couldn't help but tremble in his heart. He said carefully, "It's me who summoned you, great immortal." Hearing this, the figure covered in purplish-black flames smiled sinisterly. "A little monster in a small world. Interesting, interesting. I'm very curious. How did you summon me?" Hearing this, Wang Mang was about to speak. However, he inadvertently saw that the meteor that was approaching was already very close. Seeing this scene, Wang Mang hurriedly begged in fear, "Great immortal, please help us, little demons, through the difficulties in front of us." "That's right. Great immortal, I beg you to help. That rock is coming. Great immortal, please help. Save the lives of us, little demons and cultivators." Following Wang Mang's words, all the powerhouses present began to beg in fear. Even the powerhouses at the level of Earth immortals began to beg. The reason for that was because this unknown, mysterious expert was simply too powerful. He was just an invisible and terrifying aura that permeated the air. It was enough to make all the powerhouses present lose their voices and not even dare to breathe loudly. He didn't pay attention to the pleas of the other powerhouses. However, Wang Mang's request attracted his attention. Because he really wanted to figure it out. How did Wang Mang summon him? After all, he was personally imprisoned by Xitigarbha. Normally, it was impossible for him to send out any avatars, not to mention sending out a spiritual projection across the realm like now. Therefore, after seeing the meteorite flying from afar, this unknown powerhouse suddenly revealed an unruly and sinister smile. Then, two rays of golden light suddenly burst out from his eyes that were burning with purplish-black flames. Chapter 325. In the next moment, under the stunned and incredulous gazes of all the experts, these two golden lights had already shot towards the huge meteorite in the distance. Following that, a loud explosion sounded. Rumble. The huge meteorite that was originally flying over at an extremely fast speed was instantly blasted into ruins. This terrifying airflow swept over from the place where the meteorite exploded like a wave. Seeing this scene, Wang Mang was extremely shocked and hurriedly used his divine ability to dodge. Facing the terrifying airflow that covered the sky and the earth, as well as the meteorite rubble, he dodged. Similarly, the land of mortals, and many demon emperor experts present. They all dodged the aftermath of the terrifying airflow at the first moment. However, there were still many demon emperor experts who couldn't react in time. These experts who couldn't react in time didn't even have a chance to scream. After being swept by this terrifying wave of air, they were all turned into ashes. In addition, there were also many unlucky demon emperors who suffered. They were directly blasted to death by the exploding meteorite fragments. It could be said that it was just the aftermath of the explosion of the meteorite. Basically, 1/3 of the more than 300 demon emperor experts present had died. Seeing this scene, whether it was Wang Mang or the land of mortals, they couldn't help but suck in a breath of cold air with their scalps tingling. This was too terrifying. It was just the aftermath of the explosion. It directly caused hundreds of demon emperors to die on the spot. These demon emperors died too aggrieved because they didn't have time to react. Of course, Wang Mang also felt fear and numbness on his scalp. However, Wang Mang was pleasantly surprised. F***CK. This was simply a good way to die. In fact, Wang Mang couldn't wait for more to die. That was because there were too many experts on Earth. So many Demon Emperor experts had died all of a sudden. This was for Earth, which was about to be hit by a disaster. Or for Wang Mang, this was a good thing. The only pity was that it would be great if these hundreds of Demon Emperors were for him to eat. After all, there were more than 100 Demon Emperors. If he ate them, it would definitely be worth a lot of evolution points. At this moment, Wang Mang suddenly felt a terrifying gaze on him. Wang Mang raised his head and saw that the mysterious expert burning with purplish-black flames had been looking at him the entire time. Seeing this, Wang Mang asked cautiously, "Great Immortal, this is—" Hearing this, the mysterious expert covered in purplish-black flames smiled indifferently. "I'm asking you a question. How on earth did you summon me?" Clearly, this mysterious expert was very curious. This was because before Wang Mang summoned him, he had already been summoned. He had been suppressed by Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva in the underworld. Not to mention the current cross-border projection. Normally, he couldn't even send out his spiritual sense clone. But this time, he was actually able to project his divine will across realms. Hearing this, Wang Mang immediately felt bitter. How was he supposed to explain this? Could it be that he had used a summoning card? In the end, he was summoned? Of course, Wang Mang couldn't tell anyone about this. Therefore, Wang Mang could only brace himself and explain, "Great Immortal, it's like this. I am proficient in a magical ability. I need to pay a certain price to be able to summon an expert." Facing Wang Mang's explanation, he didn't believe it at all. Instead, he slowly said, "I don't care how you summon me. You and I have already formed karma. If you come to my world one day, I will find you to settle the karma." After saying this, he looked at the starry universe in front of him and suddenly laughed. Freedom, what a simple yet extravagant thing. Hearing these strange words, Wang Mang was completely confused. But Wang Mang understood the first part of the sentence. Wang Mang was naturally aware of this so-called karma. To put it bluntly, he had received the other party's help. If the other party needed it in the future, he would also find him to ask for this karma. However, Wang Mang didn't care about this so-called karma. In Wang Mang's opinion, future matters could be dealt with in the future. Right now, he had to get through this crisis first. Therefore, Wang Mang hurriedly nodded and said, "Yes, Great Immortal. Don't worry, Great Immortal. If Great Immortal needs it in the future, I definitely won't refuse." Hearing this, the mysterious expert burning with purplish-black flames nodded in satisfaction. Seeing this, Wang Mang carefully asked, "May I know your name, Great Immortal?" Hearing this, the mysterious expert was slightly stunned, as if he fell into deep thought. After a long while, the mysterious expert said faintly, "Call me Hell Great Saint." Hearing this, Wang Mang was stunned and looked at the mysterious expert in front of him. He suddenly realized that this name was quite appropriate. He was covered in purplish-black flames, as if he came from hell. At this time, Wang Mang still wanted to ask something, but he suddenly saw the mysterious expert disappearing. Seeing this scene, Although Wang Mang was a little confused, he didn't ask any more questions. On the contrary, Wang Mang seemed to have thought of something. Could it be that this was just a cross-realm projection of an expert? At the same time, seeing this mysterious expert about to disappear, all the monster emperors and earth immortals present secretly heaved a sigh of relief. Because in front of this mysterious expert, they didn't even dare to breathe loudly. After a while, Wang Mang saw it. This mysterious expert disappeared. Finally, under the gaze of countless experts. The expert who had disappeared transformed into an inconspicuous strand of monkey hair that floated in the starry sky. Seeing this scene, Wang Mang hurriedly asked in his heart, "System, who exactly is this expert that was summoned?" The system's voice sounded frowny-face warm reminder. The expert's projection that was summoned by the host is the projection of Sun Wukong after his dark form. After hearing the system's voice, Wang Mang was completely stunned. Damn, didn't he already exclude Sun Wukong? In the end, the character that was summoned was still Sun Wukong. Moreover, it was Sun Wukong after his dark form. Not only that, in the short contact with this monkey, Wang Mang couldn't figure out this monkey's character at all. The only thing he could feel was the dark form of Sun Wukong. The aura that was emitted from his body was extremely evil, cold, and dark. Just as Wang Mang was still guessing Sun Wukong's character after his dark form, the system's voice sounded frowny-faced ding. Congratulations, host. Successfully completed the mission. Ding. Congratulations, host. Obtained a top-grade blind box X3. Ding. Congratulations, host. Obtained a random draw X3. Ding. Congratulations, host. Obtained a diamond treasure chest X3. Ding. Congratulations, host. Obtained a free evolution opportunity X5. Ding. The accumulation has met the evolution conditions. Do you want to start the evolution? Chapter 3:26. We heard the system's voice. Wang Mang couldn't help but be stunned. After coming back to his senses, Wang Mang cried tears of joy. F***CK. After tossing and turning for so long, he finally completed the mission. Thank goodness. Thank goodness the Dark Monkey King was so powerful. Thank goodness the Dark Monkey King didn't attack him. Although Wang Mang still couldn't figure out what the Dark Monkey King's personality was like. However, the Dark Sun Wukong didn't hurt him, so it was over. Moreover, to be honest, this was the first time Wang Mang saw the legendary Sun Wukong with his own eyes. However, it seemed to be too different from what he remembered or what he saw in the movies and TV series. However, Wang Mang didn't have the mood to figure out Monkey King's personality now, because Wang Mang was already thinking of returning to Earth as soon as possible to digest the harvest this time. Wang Mang's harvest this time was very rich. Let's not talk about the system's mission rewards first. Wang Mang also obtained 2 half-immortal level heavenly treasures. It could be said that he returned with a full load. Of course, Wang Mang also paid a lot in this mission. In the past half a month, he had been running around, organizing experts to run around. Therefore, it wasn't easy for Wang Mang to get the mission rewards. Moreover, Wang Mang also urgently needed to improve his strength, because even an Earth immortal level expert had appeared. Damn it, if he didn't improve his strength. Wang Mang didn't dare to imagine what level of experts would appear after the disaster. This was also the reason why Wang Mang urgently wanted to improve his strength. He was afraid that he couldn't keep up with the speed of the experts on Earth becoming stronger or replacing. At that time, he would definitely be eliminated. Once he was eliminated, it would be a fatal blow to Wang Mang. After all, the more chaotic it was, the more important strength was. Moreover, after this big harvest, Wang Mang guessed in his heart, before the disaster came, he probably wouldn't have such a rich harvest again. At this moment, a cautious voice suddenly sounded. Little friend? Which powerful figure of the demon race has left? Hearing this, Wang Mang hurriedly turned his head to look. The Earth Justice was looking at him with a benevolent expression. Not only that, but the other 6 Earth immortals. At this moment, his gaze towards Wang Mang had also become much friendlier. There was almost no need to guess. Wang Mang knew that he must have summoned a powerhouse to intimidate these fellows. After all, who had Wang Mang summoned? The Dark Sun Wukong. To tell the truth, Sun Wukong's strength. What level had he reached? Wang Mang did not dare to imagine. After all, the projection that crossed realms was merely a strand of monkey hair. But even a single strand of monkey hair was so terrifying. Then, how ferocious was this sovereign? Therefore, Wang Mang didn't even need to think to know. These guys were completely fearful of him. Of course, this also allowed Wang Mang to achieve the effect he wanted. He had pretended to be strong this time in order to take the opportunity to intimidate these powerhouses. Moreover, he wanted to tell these powerhouses that he also had a life-saving trump card. In the end, the effect of this deterrence had indeed made Wang Mang very satisfied, especially when he saw the Earth Immortals and the Demon Emperor's fearful gazes. The vanity in Wang Mang's heart was greatly satisfied. Therefore, Wang Mang immediately laughed and said, "Thank you, Earth Lord and the Lord of Hell, for the half-immortal level treasures. If it weren't for the half-immortal level treasures, I definitely wouldn't have been able to summon it this time." Furthermore, what this little demon summoned was merely a strand of monkey hair. I'm sure all of you have seen it. If I want to summon this powerful figure of the demon race, I'm afraid I can't do it for the time being. After hearing what Wang Mang said, the monstrous beast emperors present all felt their hearts palpitating. Damn it, he only summoned a strand of monkey hair? Is he that powerful? If he really summoned this powerful figure of the demon race, how powerful would he be? Thinking of this, the demon emperors present looked at Wang Mang with even more fear. At the same time, they had already memorized the incantation that Wang Mang chanted when he summoned it. Hearing this, the Lord of Hell and the Earth Lord nodded with satisfaction. Wang Mang's attitude also made them feel very comfortable. While he was proud, he didn't forget to flatter them. Okay, since this disaster has been resolved, let's disperse. At this time, the Lord of Hell nodded slowly and said in an indifferent tone, now that the powerful figure of the demon race summoned by Wang Mang had left, the Lord of Hell's arrogance naturally returned. After hearing the Lord of Hell's words, the demon emperors present looked at each other and dispersed. At the same time, just as Wang Mang was about to leave, Ing Zheng and the Dog Emperor came up to him. "Brother Ing Zheng, Dog Emperor," Wang Mang shouted enthusiastically. Hearing this, Ing Zheng smiled and said, "Brother Wang Mang, this move of yours is really powerful. With this move alone, these earth deities won't dare to touch you easily." Hearing this, Wang Mang suddenly felt a little guilty. This wasn't a divine ability. It was a real summon. Moreover, it was not something that he could summon whenever he wanted to. After all, Wang Mang only had one summoning card, and it was completely gone now. Of course, it was better for him to keep these things to himself. On the surface, Wang Mang smiled humbly and said, "Brother Ing Zheng, you can't say it like that. Brother, although I can use this magic, I have to pay a price for it. Brother, you have seen it for yourself." Hearing this, Ing Zheng thought for a while and nodded slightly. He also felt that Wang Mang's method should not be used as a regular method. Otherwise, wouldn't Wang Mang be completely invincible? Therefore, while Ing Zheng was inexplicably relieved, he also smiled and chatted with Wang Mang for a while. In the end, Ing Zheng left with more than 10 demon emperors from the netherworld. After Ing Zheng left, the Dog Emperor asked Wang Mang in confusion, "Brother Anaconda, how did you get involved with these experts from the netherworld kingdom?" Hearing this, Wang Mang glanced at the Dog Emperor in surprise and said perfunctorily, "We just happen to know each other." At this time, the Dog Emperor naturally heard Wang Mang's perfunctory words and immediately sneered, "Brother, I advise you not to get too close to the expert from the netherworld. Originally, the demon race was the well-deserved overlord on Earth. Now that the netherworld has appeared, sooner or later, there will be an irreconcilable conflict with the demon race. If you get too close to the experts of the nether underworld, then, in the future, whether it is the demon race or the sea clan, they will reject you. Although there are some differences between us demon race and the sea clan, we are still demon race. When the disaster of heaven and earth occurs, it will be the time for us demon race to rise completely. Chapter 3:27. In addition, it's impossible for the experts of the netherworld to stop the rise of the demon clan. Moreover, there are already 6 ghost god underworld tablets in the netherworld. If another tablet appears in the future, it will only be an immortal tablet or a divine tablet. That's why I advise you not to get too close to the experts of the netherworld. When the time comes, no matter what the reason is, the experts of the netherworld will be like fire and water with the demon clan. Moreover, will the experts of the demon clan watch as the immortal tablet and divine tablet fall into the hands of the demon clan? At this point, the Dog Emperor did not say anything else. He glanced at Wang Mang, who was deep in thought. Similarly, Wang Mang had never thought that so many things would happen if he got too close to the demon clan. However, after thinking about it carefully, Wang Mang realized that the Dog Emperor's words made sense. Wang Mang knew about the Underworld Tablet, Immortal Tablet, and Divine Tablet. Now only the Netherworld had it. No, it should be the Netherworld and the Earth God. This was because these 7 experts had all become Earth Immortals through the Underworld Tablet and Immortal Tablet. However, Wang Mang felt that the Dog Emperor wouldn't be so kind as to remind him for no reason. No matter how Wang Mang thought about it, he felt that this didn't fit the Dog Emperor's personality at all. Thinking of this, Wang Mang suddenly asked, "Dog Emperor, what you said makes sense. Dog Emperor, why are you suddenly so kind as to remind me?" After hearing Wang Mang's words, the Dog Emperor was immediately speechless. In the next moment, the Dog Emperor flew into a rage out of humiliation. "You and I are brothers after all. How can I watch you fall? Now that you're in trouble, I won't stand by and watch." Hearing the Dog Emperor's righteous words, Wang Mang was speechless. Based on Wang Mang's understanding of the Dog Emperor, this fellow wouldn't do anything without benefits. One who was unaccountably solicitous was hiding evil intentions. Thinking of this, Wang Mang looked around and snorted. "If you have something to say, Dog Emperor, just say it. What's the matter? I'm all ears." Seeing Wang Mang being so direct, the Dog Emperor was extremely embarrassed. He craned his head to look around before whispering to Wang Mang, "I'm sorry, Brother Wang Mang, I realize that the Netherworld Underworld is really rich. That's why I want Underworld before the disaster. How is it? It's still the same 50-50. Let's steal it together. Oh no, let's borrow it." After hearing the Dog Emperor's words, Wang Mang was speechless. He realized that this Dog Emperor's guts were really big. It wasn't an exaggeration to say that he was audacious. There were 6 Earth Immortals in the Netherworld Underworld, but this guy still dared to have designs on the Netherworld Underworld. To be honest, Wang Mang was somewhat impressed by the Dog Emperor. That was because Wang Mang had indeed thought of going to the Netherworld Underworld to steal things. However, the Dog Emperor wasn't just thinking about it. This guy was about to make a move. Wang Mang guessed the answer after a brief guess. This might have something to do with the half-immortal level treasure that the Lord of Hell had taken out earlier. He reckoned that this fellow was simply envious. He couldn't wait to steal it now. However, Wang Mang didn't want to take this risk. After all, Wang Mang had gained a lot this time, and he hadn't had time to digest it yet. Therefore, Wang Mang really didn't want to go to the Netherworld Underworld to steal things. The risk was too great. If there were fewer Earth Immortals in the Netherworld Underworld, he would really want to take the risk. Thinking of this, Wang Mang sternly refused. "Dog Emperor, I'm sorry. Brother, I don't want to go to the Netherworld Underworld. There are too many experts in the Netherworld Underworld. It might be difficult for one to escape." After hearing Wang Mang's refusal, the Dog Emperor was immediately displeased. "Brother Python, aren't you a little too cowardly? As the saying goes, a horse won't get fat without eating at night, and a man won't get rich without a windfall. Brother, You're afraid of wolves and tigers. You're too narrow-minded. At this point, the dog emperor sighed and said, Forget it, forget it. I'll go myself. After saying that, the dog emperor left unhappily. Looking at the dog emperor's departing figure, Wang Mang was speechless. This guy is getting bolder and bolder. In the past, he stole the treasures of the demon emperor. Now, he even dared to steal from Earth immortals. Forget it. I won't participate this time. I'll go back and digest this harvest first. Thinking of this, Wang Mang flew towards Earth and used his divine ability one step in the world. Therefore, Wang Mang's speed, which was as fast as lightning, became as fast as a stream of light. 10 minutes later, at this moment, Wang Mang had already returned to his own territory. Seeing the officials of the Red Empire in his territory, Wang Mang immediately said, Send the news back. The meteorite has been taken care of by Ben Huang. Hearing this, the two young men of the Red Empire immediately cried out in joy. The two of them knelt on the ground with tears in their eyes and said sincerely, Thank you, Guardian Deity. Thank you, Guardian Deity, on behalf of thousands of our compatriots. Hearing this, Wang Mang nodded slightly and said indifferently, Ben Huang wants to go back to his cave and cultivate in seclusion. Don't disturb Ben Huang. After saying that, Wang Mang ordered the water buffalo great demon, who was guarding outside the cave, to look after the cave. After that, Wang Mang went into the cave. After arriving at the cave, Wang Mang couldn't wait to organize his harvest. Furthermore, to what extent could his strength be raised by this harvest? In fact, Wang Mang himself wasn't too sure, because this mission's harvest was too bountiful. When he thought of this, Wang Mang silently said in his heart, System, show me my personal information. The next moment, his personal information appeared before his eyes. Host, Wang Mang type, 6-winged, 3-headed python, adult, cultivation, 7,300 years, demon emperor level, body, 204 meters long, 9, 7 meters wide, 1, 5 million kilograms weight. Combat power, 1, 5 million kilograms bite force, 130 kilometers per hour. Skills, corrosive poison, steel body, super self-healing, water-breathing, bloodthirsty rage, 10,000 beast deterrence, wishful shrinking. Divine ability, king's slavery, soul controlling seal, broken body rebirth, destructive laser, destructive sea of flames, eternal frost, wishful bone spur, thunder spell, skyline. Space, 2 half-immortal treasures, information detection, free chance to upgrade divine ability X1, skill fusion card X1, divine ability lottery chance X1, random lottery chance X3, supreme grade blind box X3, diamond treasure chest X3. Shop, activated luck, 88, dragon among snakes, evolution points, 11. 6 billion/16 billion current ranking, 89th in the world. Chapter 328. After reading his personal information, Wang Mang nodded with satisfaction. Not bad, not bad. The reward this time was much more than he had imagined. 2 half-immortal level treasures of heaven and earth. 2 half-immortal level treasures of heaven and earth. 3 diamond treasure chests. 3 random lottery chances. 3 rare blind boxes. 5 free evolution chances. It could be said that he had 5 chances to evolve. He even had the chance to evolve 6 times in a row. As for whether he could evolve 7 times in a row, Wang Mang did not know. Evolving 6 times was a certainty, but evolving 7 times would depend on luck. For example, whether the items he opened were good or not. However, Wang Mang felt that it should not be a big problem. Thinking of this, Wang Mang could not help but feel excited. If he could evolve 7 times in a row, then his cultivation would reach the level of 8,000 years. An 8,000 years monster royal. Wang Mang felt that his strength should be able to enter the top 50 of the global powerhouse list. Thinking of this, Wang Mang could not help but feel a little excited. He decided to open the treasure chests and lottery chances first. He wanted to evolve 2 times in a row without using the 5 evolution chances. In this way, Wang Mang would use another 5 free evolution chances. By then, his cultivation would directly reach the level of 7,000 years. He would directly reach the level of 8,000 years Monster Royal. Thinking of this, Wang Mang said in his heart, "System, take out 2 half-immortal level treasures of heaven and earth." The next moment, 2 half-immortal level treasures of heaven and earth appeared in front of him. These 2 half-immortal level treasures of heaven and earth were the Black Lotus and the Peach of Heaven that the Lord of Hell and the Lord of Earth had given him. The next moment, Wang Mang swallowed the 2 treasures of heaven and earth into his mouth. Then, Wang Mang felt that his body was about to explode from a pure and huge force. Fortunately, it was not the first time that Wang Mang had eaten a half-immortal level treasure of heaven and earth. After about 10 minutes, Wang Mang had already gotten used to this uncomfortable feeling. The next moment, the system's voice also sounded. "Ding! Congratulations, host! Successfully devoured 8,900 years old half-immortal grade black soul, devilish lotus. Ding! Congratulations, host! Obtained 12 billion evolution points. Ding! Congratulations, host! Successfully devoured 8,900-year-old half-immortal peach of 9 spirits. Ding! Congratulations, host! Obtained 12 billion evolution points. Ding! Evolution conditions have been met. Do you wish to begin evolution?" After listening to the system's voice, Wang Mang couldn't help but burst with joy. He felt that he had underestimated the harvest this time. He had already accumulated 11.6 billion evolution points. Now he had obtained another 24 billion evolution points. In other words, he now had 35.6 billion evolution points. The current evolution only required 16 billion evolution points. It was impossible for the next evolution to exceed it by too much. Thinking of this, Wang Mang couldn't help but get excited. Not bad, not bad. He felt that this time, it might not be just 6 consecutive evolutions, but 7 consecutive evolutions. It was even possible for it to evolve. Thinking of this, Wang Mang was in high spirits. Forget it. Let's continue opening the good stuff first. Thus, he might be able to evolve 10 times in a row. At that time, his strength would skyrocket. When he thought of this, Wang Mang joyfully said in his heart, "System, open the diamond treasure chest." In the next moment, the system's voice resounded, frowny face, "Ding! Congratulations, host! Successfully opened the diamond treasure chest. Ding! Congratulations, host! Obtained 400 million evolution points. Ding! Congratulations, host! Obtained Dragoness Edition Silicone Doll. Ding! Congratulations, host! Obtained Pesticide Paraquat 1 bottle. Ding! Congratulations, host! Obtained Antique Urinal 1 bottle. Ding! Congratulations, host! Obtained 1 billion evolution points. Ding! Congratulations, host! Obtained Pangilian's Original Underwear 1 bottle. After listening to the system's voice, Wang Mang was simply dumbfounded. Damn! A diamond treasure chest! Damn, it actually opened so many trashy things. 4 out of 6 times, it was trash. How the F***CK do they want to live? What the hell is this? Pesticide Paraquat, Antique Urinal, Silicone Doll, Pangilian's Original Underwear? What's the point of giving these things to me? In truth, Wang Mang was almost angered to death. He even suspected that he had opened a fake diamond treasure chest. What the F***CK? What the F***CK? Is this not the right time to open the treasure chest? Thinking about this, Wang Mang became gloomy. Forget it. I'll just evolve twice first. Thinking about this, Wang Mang decided not to open anything for the time being. He was afraid that he would get a bunch of trashy things again. I'll use my evolution points to evolve first. I won't use the 5 free evolution opportunities for now. Thinking about this, Wang Mang said in his heart, "System, begin evolution. Use evolution points to evolve." In the next moment, the system's voice resounded, frowny face, "Ding! successfully deducted 16 billion evolution points. Beginning evolution. Then, Wang Mang lost consciousness during the evolution. For hours later, Wang Mang had only completed 2 evolutions. It was worth mentioning. His first evolution cost him 16 billion evolution points. His second evolution cost 19 billion evolution points. His 2 evolutions cost a total of 25 billion evolution points. When he woke up from the evolution, Wang Mang immediately checked his body and found that the changes were not too big. As for how big the changes were, he would have to look at his personal data to know. Thinking about this, Wang Mang happily said, "System, open my personal information." In the next moment, his personal information appeared in front of his eyes. Host, Wang Mang type, 6-winged, 3-headed python, adult, cultivation, 7,500 years, demonic emperor, body, 212 meters long, 8 meters wide, 5 million kilograms weight. Fighting strength, 5 million kilograms bite force, 130 kilometers per hour. Skills, corrosive poison, steel body, super healing, water breathing, bloodthirsty rage, 10,000 beast deterrence, wishful shrinking divine abilities. King's slavery, soul controlling seal, broken body rebirth, destructive laser beam, destructive sea of flames, eternal frost, heaven escape, wishful bone spur, thunderspell, 1 step in the world. Space, probing information, free chance to upgrade divine ability X1, skill fusion card X1, divine ability lottery chance X1, random lottery chance X3, best quality blind box X3, diamond treasure chest X2, free chance to evolve X5. Shopping center, activated. Luck, 88, dragon among snakes. Evolution points, 12 billion/22 billion. Current ranking, 86th in the world. After looking at his personal information, Wang Mang secretly nodded his head in satisfaction. He did not expect that his body weight would increase by 1,000,000 kilograms during this evolution. This was a bit out of Wang Mang's expectations. Apart from that, his cultivation had reached 7,500 years. It could be said that Wang Mang wanted to upgrade to the demonic emperor with 8,000 years of cultivation. It was practically a done deal. Not bad, not bad. In half a month, the disaster will descend. Ben Huang is probably not far from becoming an Earth immortal expert. Thinking of this, Wang Mang was in a good mood. At the same time, Wang Mang was also thinking that he would strive to become stronger in the last half a month. At that time, no matter what the disaster would become, his strength would be enough to sit back and relax. The stronger he was, the more stable he would be. Thinking of this, Wang Mang decided to continue opening good things. Let's see if the remaining things could support him 2 more evolutions. After coming out of seclusion this time, he would strive to increase his strength to more than 8,000 years. Thinking of this, Wang Mang happily muttered in his heart, "System, continue to open the diamond treasure chest." In the next moment, the system's voice sounded again, frowny face ding. "Congratulations, host. Successfully opened the diamond treasure chest." Ding. "Congratulations, host. Obtained." Chapter 329. In the next moment, the system's voice sounded frowny face ding. "Congratulations, host. Successfully opened the diamond treasure chest." Ding. "Congratulations, host. Obtained 500 million evolution points." Ding. "Congratulations, host. Obtained 500 million evolution points." Ding. "Congratulations, host. Obtained a 7,000-year-old heaven and earth treasure." Ding. "Congratulations, host. Obtained a one-time good luck card." Ding. "Congratulations, host. Obtained 1 billion evolution points." Ding. "Congratulations, host. Obtained 1 billion evolution points." After listening to the system's voice, Wang Mang could not help but secretly sigh. Although this diamond treasure chest was better than the previous one, it was still better than the previous one. However, from Wang Mang's point of view, this thing could only be said to be limited. That's only around 300,000 evolution points. Thinking about this, Wang Mang said, "System, take out the 7,000-year-old treasure that I just obtained." In the next moment, an apple-like red fruit appeared. It was only the size of a palm. However, the color was exceptionally bright red, and the medicinal fragrance was also quite rich. Moreover, this apple-like treasure of heaven and earth was still struggling even though it was imprisoned by the system. Seeing this, Wang Mang immediately became happy. He immediately opened his mouth and swallowed it into his stomach. After that, the system's voice sounded frowny-faced. "Ding. Congratulations, host. Successfully swallowed a 7,000-year-old treasure. Ding. Congratulations, host. Obtained 300 million evolution points." After listening to the system's voice, Wang Mang secretly nodded. Calculating this way, this diamond treasure chest had given him 3 billion evolution points. After accumulating 2 diamond treasure chests consecutively, he had only accumulated about 5 billion evolution points. Now, there was only 1 diamond treasure chest left. Forget it. Let's continue. Thinking up to this point, Wang Mang once again said in his mind, "System, use a one-time good luck card." The system has activated the diamond treasure chest again. The system's good luck card should be more powerful this time. Wang Mang muttered to himself. At the same time, the system's voice sounded again. "Ding! Congratulations, host. You have successfully used a one-time good luck card. Hint: after using the good luck card, the effect will last for an hour. Ding! Congratulations, host. Diamond treasure chest successfully opened. Ding! Congratulations, host. Obtained 1 billion evolution points. Ding! Congratulations, host. Obtained 2 billion evolution points. Ding! Congratulations, host. Obtained 1.7 billion evolution points. Ding! Congratulations, host. You have obtained a Suba juicer. Ding! Congratulations, host. You have received a bottle of golden arowana oil. Ding! Congratulations, host. Obtained 1 billion evolution points." After listening to the system's voice, Wang Mang's mood was much better this time. Out of the 6 times, 5 of them were evolution points. Only 1 golden arowana oil was produced. Thus, from Wang Mang's point of view, it was still very good. After calculating, he had obtained 5.7 billion evolution points. After accumulating 3 diamond treasure chests, he had finally obtained 10 billion evolution points. Thinking about this, Wang Mang's mood became much better. It seems that the one-time good luck card was still useful. Let's continue, while the good luck card still has time. Thinking about this, Wang Mang's mood became much better, and he said again, "System, this time open a top-quality blind box for me." In the next moment, the system's voice sounded again. "Ding! Congratulations, host. You have successfully opened a top-quality blind box. Ding! Congratulations, host. Obtained 1 billion evolution points." After hearing the system's first announcement, Wang Mang was happy. Not bad. As expected, the one-time good luck card's effect was not small. Thinking about this, Wang Mang began to look forward to the next announcement. A minute later, the system's voice sounded again. "Ding! Congratulations, host. Obtained 2 billion evolution points." Not bad, not bad. It seems that this top-quality blind box will not be a loss. After hearing the system's second announcement, Wang Mang was grinning from ear to ear. He had discovered another good thing. It was the good luck card. After using it on himself, it really had an effect. Just when Wang Mang was immensely pleased with himself, the system's voice sounded again for the 3rd time. "Ding! Congratulations, host. Obtained 100 million evolution points." Damn, don't be like this. Hearing the system's announcement again, Wang Mang immediately could not smile anymore. F***CK. Could this be a case of extreme joy turning into sorrow? Thinking about this, Wang Mang's heart became gloomy. At this time, the system's voice sounded again for the 4th time. "Ding! Congratulations, host. Obtained 2.9 billion evolution points." Good. Still good. After hearing the fourth announcement, the amount of evolution points, Wang Mang's mood became better again. However, this time, Wang Mang was determined not to smile. He was afraid that he would have another extreme joy turn to sorrow. This was because this kind of extreme joy turned to sorrow often happened to him. At this time, the system's voice sounded again for the fifth time. Ding! Congratulations, host. Obtained 200 million evolution points. Damn, I'm not smiling. Daddy system, don't be like this. 200 million evolution points is just a drop in the ocean for me to evolve. At this time, Wang Mang did not even have the strength to curse. He was still hoping that the best quality blind box would give him a big reward. However, the result was out of Wang Mang's expectations. At this time, the system's voice sounded again for the sixth time. Ding! Congratulations, host. Obtained 3.8 billion evolution points. Ding! The accumulation of evolution requirements has been met. Do you wish to evolve? No. After hearing the system's voice, Wang Mang was once again bursting with joy. This best quality blind box was not bad. It gave him 10 billion evolution points. It was not a bit more, not a bit less. If the next two best quality blind boxes could also give him 10 billion evolution points, Wang Mang might really evolve 9 times or even 10 times. After all, Wang Mang had already evolved twice. Right now, he could satisfy one more evolution, adding in the 5 free evolution opportunities. His strength would soar. At that time, he would be an expert close to the level of an Earth Immortal. Wang Mang did not need to be afraid at all. Life and death were indifferent. If he did not accept it, he would fight. Other goblin emperors with more than 8,000 years of cultivation might not be able to contend against experts close to the level of an Earth Immortal. However, Wang Mang was much stronger than ordinary goblin emperors. He could usually cross a few hundred years of cultivation to fight. Because of this, once Wang Mang's cultivation reached the level of 8,000 years, he would not be afraid of those experts close to the level of an Earth Immortal, even if he could not defeat those experts close to the level of an Earth Immortal. However, if he wanted to protect himself, it was completely enough. Thinking about this, Wang Mang was in a good mood and full of fighting spirit. Damn it, while my luck is good, I'll continue to open them. I'll strive to come out this time with a cultivation strength of 8,300 years. Thinking about this, Wang Mang once again said in his heart, System, give me a random lottery this time. In the next moment, a lucky compass immediately appeared in Wang Mang's mind. However, when he saw the 9 prizes, Wang Mang could not help but laugh again. This was because the 9 prizes were frowny face 19, 99 billion evolution points, 188, 8 billion evolution points, 19, 9 billion evolution points, 18, 8 billion evolution points, 19 half immortal level treasures, 10 half immortal level treasures, 1 half immortal level treasure, high grade world card, gift to the goddess of luck. Note, all of the above prizes have been won. Chapter 330. This was also the reason why Wang Mang was so happy, because any one of the 9 prizes was a good thing. What was even the worst of them? They were all half-immortal level treasures. A half-immortal level treasure was worth 12 billion evolution points. It could be said that this random draw was very awesome. Wang Mang even guessed that this might be the effect of a one-time good luck card. As for the 9 prizes, Wang Mang did not have any hope for the best prize. Wang Mang had been with the system for so long. How could he not understand the system's nature? It was probably just for him to see. Thus, Wang Mang did not have much hope for the random draw. At the same time, the lucky compass also began to rotate. 1 minute later, the lucky compass's rotation slowed down. Then, the system's voice sounded frowny-faced. Congratulations, host. Obtained 18. 8 billion evolution points. Ding. Accumulation to meet evolution requirements. Begin evolution? No. After hearing the system's voice, Wang Mang was somewhat surprised. He thought that he would be able to obtain a quasi-immortal grade natural treasure. In the end, he did not expect that he would get 18. 8 billion evolution points. It actually did not give him the most trashy one. This was out of Wang Mang's expectations. However, a random lottery ticket could be exchanged for 18. 8 billion evolution points. Wang Mang felt that it was okay. After all, it was better than getting a trashy item. Don't forget, Wang Mang also got a trashy item from the random draw. Thus 18. 8 billion evolution points was really not bad. Thinking about this, Wang Mang's mood was quite good. Afterwards, Wang Mang once again silently said in his heart, "System, let's have another random draw." In the next moment, the system's voice sounded again, frowny face ding. "Congratulations, host. You have successfully used the lucky draw opportunity." Then, a compass appeared in Wang Mang's mind. However, after seeing the 9 prizes on the compass, Wang Mang was completely dumbfounded. The 9 prizes were as follows: frowny face, advanced blind box, X1. 1 billion evolution points. A set of sexy lingerie. My reservoir really doesn't have any Monty Python novels, but I do have a collector's edition physical book. A high-quality pig slaughtering knife. 10 billion gold coins. A chastity belt made of pure gold. A pair of golden handcuffs made of pure gold. Small country Sakurai Rhea starred in a small movie. F***CK. There were 9 prizes. Are you sure it's a random prize? Thinking of this, Wang Mang was extremely depressed, because these 9 random prizes were completely impossible to obtain. What kind of nonsense is this? Holy horse chastity belt. What kind of movie is this? What pig slaughtering knife? What the hell is this? For a moment, Wang Mang was speechless. Out of the 9 prizes, there was basically nothing good to choose from. Just as Wang Mang was speechless and depressed, the lucky compass began to spin quickly. 1 minute later, the system's voice sounded frowny face ding. "Congratulations, host. Obtained 1 billion evolution points." After listening to the system's voice, Wang Mang was simply speechless. He was finally lucky for once. He had obtained the second best prize from the random draw. This 1 billion evolution points was among the 9 prizes. It should be considered as one of the best prizes in the game. Thinking of this, Wang Mang could not help but be speechless. This was the only time he had obtained something good from the random draw. In the end, he had obtained something good from a pile of trash. This time, the random draw was a loss. Wang Mang, who was helpless in his heart, could only clench his teeth and say, "System, open a top-quality blind box for me." In the next moment, the system's voice sounded again, frowny face ding. "Congratulations, host. Successfully opened a top-quality blind box." Ding. "Congratulations, host. Obtained 200 million evolution points." F***CK. Don't be like this. To be honest, after listening to the system's first prize, Wang Mang's heart was extremely flustered. After all, the first prize was only 200 million evolution points. This was not a good sign. Just when Wang Mang was flustered, the system's voice sounded again, frowny face ding. "Congratulations, host. Obtained 1 billion evolution points." After hearing the second prize, Wang Mang finally let out a sigh of relief. If the first prize was not good, then the second prize was not good either. Wang Mang guessed that this top-quality blind box was basically finished. Fortunately, the second lottery did not disappoint him. There was finally some improvement. Thus, Wang Mang began to look forward to the next prize. Another minute later, the system's voice sounded again, frowny face ding. "Congratulations, host. Obtained 2 billion evolution points." Wang Mang secretly nodded his head in satisfaction. As expected, this top-quality blind box did not disappoint him. Just when Wang Mang was feeling gratified, the system's voice sounded again, frowny face ding. "Congratulations, host. Obtained 5 billion evolution points." Although it was a bit less, it was still okay. Wang Mang muttered to himself and continued to wait for the prize to appear. Then the system's voice sounded again. Ding. "Congratulations, host. Obtained 100 million evolution points." Damn. Don't. System Daddy. Give me more strength. Don't be like this. Fine. This time's prize immediately made Wang Mang unable to remain calm. This was because the prize was too little. 100 million evolution points had already appeared. Wang Mang naturally became flustered again. At this time, the system's voice sounded again for the sixth time, frowny-faced ding. Congratulations, host. Obtain 9 billion evolution points. After listening to the system's voice, Wang Mang finally let out a sigh of relief. Although this top-quality blind box also gave him 100 million evolution points, or 200 million evolution points. However, overall, it was still not bad. The total amount of evolution points from this top-quality blind box added up. It was a total of 2 billion evolution points. Compared to the previous top-quality blind box, the difference was not big. Naturally, it was a good thing that had been opened for so long. In truth, Wang Mang himself did not know. How many evolution points did he actually accumulate? If he did not remember incorrectly, he seemed to have used 3 diamond treasure chests, 2 top-quality blind boxes, and 2 random draws. He did not know how many evolution points he had accumulated with so many things. Thinking about this, Wang Mang also wanted to see how many evolution points he had accumulated. Then, Wang Mang happily muttered in his heart, "System, open my personal information." In the next moment, his personal information appeared in front of his eyes. Host, Wang Mang type, 6-winged, 3-headed python, adult, cultivation, 7,500 years, demon emperor, body, 212 meters long, 8 meters wide, 5 million kilograms weight. Fighting strength, 5 million kilograms bite force, 130 kilometers per hour. Skills, corrosive poison, steel body, super healing, water breathing, bloodthirsty rage, 10,000 beast deterrence, wishful shrinking divine abilities. King's slavery, soul controlling seal, broken body rebirth, destructive laser beam, destructive sea of flames, eternal frost, wishful bone spur, thunderbolt incantation, 1 step in the world. Space, probing information, free chance to upgrade divine ability X1, skill fusion card X1, divine ability lottery chance X1, random draw chance X1, top quality blind box X1, free chance to evolve X5. Shopping center, open luck, 88, dragon among snakes, evolution points, 47. 5 billion / 22 billion current ranking, world ranking, 86th. Chapter 332. The next moment, the system's voice could be heard. Ding! Congratulations to the host. You have obtained a random powerhouse summoning card. Note: after use, a random powerhouse will descend to this world. It is unknown whether the summoning target is an enemy or a friend. Note: after use, the random powerhouse will be summoned. Its strength is unknown, gender is unknown, good or bad is unknown. Warning: this is not the projection of a crossover powerhouse. It is the real summoning of a powerhouse. Please use it with caution. Bear the consequences. After hearing the system's voice, Wang Mang could not help but be stunned. He did not expect anything from the system. In the end, he got it. At the thought of this, for a moment, Wang Mang did not know what to say. He was happy and helpless at the same time. He was happy that he got a summoning card again. Moreover, it was different from the summoning card last time. It was the crossover projection summoning card last time. But this time, he got a random powerhouse summoning card. That was to say, after the summoning, the powerhouse would not disappear, but would really descend to Earth. To put it bluntly, this summoning card was much more impressive than the crossover projection summoning card last time. However, Wang Mang did not dare to use it casually. Sigh, I got something that gives me a headache again. Impressive is impressive. The problem is that I don't dare to use it casually. At the thought of this, Wang Mang secretly shook his head and did not want to think too much about it. It was better not to use this unless it was a critical moment, because once he used it, it would be a matter of fate. Forget it. Let's evolve first. After muttering to himself for a while, Wang Mang had completely given up the chance to evolve 10 times in a row. Oh, wrong. It cannot be said that he had given up. He did not have this chance at all. Diamond treasure chest, random lottery draw, supreme grade blind box. Basically, he used all of them. In the end, it was still not enough. The key was the random lottery draw this time. Wang Mang could not say that he got a piece of trash. This was because this thing was really powerful. It was not an ordinary kind of ferocious. It was possible to summon Daluo Golden Immortals and Gautama Buddha. This was similar to the last time when he used the crossover projection summoning card. He even summoned the darkened Monkey King. Therefore, Wang Mang was in a good mood, especially when he thought about the harvest this time. Wang Mang happily chanted in his heart, "System, begin the evolution. Use evolution points to evolve." The next moment, the system's voice sounded. Ding! Successfully deducted 22 billion evolution points. Beginning evolution. After that, Wang Mang lost consciousness during the evolution. 2 hours later, Wang Mang slowly woke up again. He did not observe the changes in his body. Instead, he continued to recite, "System. Another evolution. Use evolution points." The next moment, the system's voice sounded again. Ding! Successfully deducted 25 billion evolution points. Beginning evolution. After that, Wang Mang lost consciousness again. 2 hours later, Wang Mang woke up again. After waking up, Wang Mang still did not observe the changes in his body. He once again muttered to himself, "System, use 5 free evolution opportunities." The system's voice sounded again, frowny-faced Ding. Host has successfully used 5 free evolution opportunities. Beginning evolution. After that, Wang Mang lost consciousness again. However, the evolution time this time was very long. 1 day later. Only then did Wang Mang completely awaken from his evolution. After waking up, Wang Mang could feel that his body was full of power. This was an indescribable feeling of power. It was so strong that he could clearly feel it. After that, Wang Mang observed the changes in his body. First of all, it was worth mentioning that his 2 sharp horns had grown longer again. After that, Wang Mang's body became a lot bigger. Other than that, Wang Mang felt that this crazy evolution should have increased his strength by a lot. As for how much stronger he became, Wang Mang himself was not clear. Therefore, Wang Mang said in his heart, "System, open personal information." The next moment, personal information appeared in front of his eyes. Host, Wang Mang. Type, 6-winged, 3-headed python, peak. Cultivation, 8,200 years, Demon Emperor. Body, 240 meters long, 12 meters wide, 5 million kilograms weight. Combat power, 5 million kilograms bite force, 138 kilometers per hour. Skills, corrosive poison, steel body, super self-healing, water breathing, bloodthirsty rage, 10,000 beast deterrence, wishful shrinking. Divine ability, king's slavery, soul control seal, broken body rebirth, destructive laser, destructive sea of flames, eternal frost, heaven escape, wishful bone spur, thunder spell, 1 step in the world. Space, information detection, free chance to upgrade divine ability X1, skill fusion card X1, chance to draw divine ability X1. Shopping center, activated luck, 99, good luck befalls me, evolution points, 3 billion/40 billion current ranking, 49th in the world. After looking at his personal information, Wang Mang secretly nodded with satisfaction. The increase in strength this time was too great. His body length had reached 240 meters. It had increased by almost 36 meters. His weight had reached 5 million kilograms. It had increased by 5 million kilograms. This was equivalent to a weight of 5,000 tons. Now his weight had reached 7,500 tons. Moreover, Wang Mang had discovered it. Once his strength reached a certain level, the data of his every increase could not be calculated using the previous calculation method. After all, his weight had directly increased by 3 times from the previous evolution. No wonder he could clearly feel the increase in strength this time. Other than that, His cultivation had also reached the 8,200-year level. He had completely surpassed the 7,000-year level of the Demon Emperor. He had reached the peak of the Demon Emperor. The 8,000-year level of the Demon Emperor was also known as the peak of the Demon Emperor among the demon race. This was because the 8,000-year level of the Demon Emperor was already close to the land immortal. It was not an exaggeration to call it the peak of the Demon Emperor. Therefore, after roughly understanding the extent of the increase in strength, at this moment, Wang Mang could be said to be in high spirits. What made Wang Mang the happiest was that his strength ranking, it had directly leaped over. He had gone from the original ranking of the world's strongest to 80 or 90. He had directly entered the top 50 of the world's strongest. This meant that there were less than 50 strong people on Earth who were stronger than him. Because of this, the current Wang Mang's heart was extremely inflated. Right now, he really wanted to find a strong person to test his strength. However, from Wang Mang's point of view, his current strength was in the Red Empire. Other than the strong people of the Nether Hell, he had no opponents in the Red Empire. In addition, his current strength was completely enough to rule the land Demon Emperor of the Red Empire. Chapter 333. With my current strength, even if the world's disaster descends, what can it do to me? At this moment, Wang Mang said to himself in high spirits. At this moment, the system's voice sounded frowny-faced. Detected the host's current situation. The host can choose from the following missions. Mission 1. In half a month, the world's disaster will descend and observe the changes. Mission time. Available upon selection. Mission reward. 500 million evolution points. Bronze treasure chest X1. Mission 2. In half a month, the world disaster will descend and establish your own force. Mission time, 15 days. Mission reward, 2 billion evolution points. Silver treasure chest X1. Mission 3. In half a month, the world's disaster will descend and establish your force. Your force must have at least 3 Goblin Emperors. Mission time, 15 days. Mission reward, 3 billion evolution points. Advanced blind box X1. Mission 4. In half a month, the world disaster will descend and establish your force. Your force must have at least 5 Goblin Emperors. Your force must have at least 1 province. Mission time, 15 days. Mission reward, 6 billion evolution points. Best quality blind box X1. Random lottery X1. Mission 5. In half a month, the world's disaster will descend and establish your force. Your force must have at least 5 Goblin Emperors. Your force must have at least 5 Goblin Emperors. Mission time, 15 days. Mission reward, 8 billion evolution points. Best quality blind box X1. Random lottery X2. Mission 6. In half a month, the world disaster will descend and unify the Goblin Emperors within the Red Empire. Your force must have at least 6 Goblin Emperors. Mission time, 15 days. Mission reward, 30 billion evolution points. Best quality blind box X1. Random lottery X1. Designated lottery chance X1. After listening to the mission's voice, Wang Mang was completely stunned. He did not expect that just when his ambition had reached the clouds, the system really gave him a mission. However, the difficulty of these 6 missions increased step by step. If it was the first mission, he could get it for free. But the problem was that the rewards were too little. 500 million evolution points was not enough to fill the gaps between his teeth right now. Therefore, the first mission could be eliminated. As for the second mission, the requirements were not high. In fact, there were no requirements at all. It was just to establish a force. This wasn't difficult, but the rewards were pitifully small. It was only 2 billion evolution points and a silver chest. Who are you looking down on with this little reward? The treasure chests he had opened were all gold treasure chests and diamond treasure chests. Silver treasure chests were nothing to him now. It was just like how he used to eat fish and meat every day. How could he eat pickled vegetables now? Because of this, the second mission could be eliminated. Wang Mang was actually most interested in Mission 4. That was because the reward for the fourth mission was not bad. It was not much different from the fifth mission. For the fourth mission, he only needed to build up his forces, recruit the 5 monster emperors, and occupy a province. As for the fifth mission, he had to occupy 3 provinces. The sixth mission was to occupy the entire territory of the Red Empire. Wang Mang didn't think it was a good idea. First of all, it was not impossible to occupy the 3 provinces. However, after occupying it, it was hard to say if Wang Mang could control the situation. This was because no one knew what would happen after the calamity arrived. Instead of choosing to occupy 3 provinces, it was better to control 1 province. As for occupying the entire territory of the Red Empire, Wang Mang felt that it was even more unrealistic. That was because with the existence of the Netherworld Kingdom's experts, Wang Mang could not do it. Apart from this, even if he was lucky enough to occupy the entire territory of the Red Empire, how would he manage it? The land area was indeed large, but the management was naturally too lax. Thus, for the sake of stability, Wang Mang felt that occupying a province was better. Thinking about this, Wang Mang had already made his decision. He said in his heart, "System, I choose the 4th mission." In the next moment, the system's familiar voice sounded frowny-faced ding. "Congratulations, host. You have successfully chosen the mission. Please complete it quickly to obtain the reward." After hearing the system's voice, Wang Mang secretly nodded. He thought about it carefully and felt that it was time to establish his own force. As for this force, Wang Mang would definitely not establish it too big. That was because, according to Wang Mang's idea, he wanted to subdue the 5 demon emperors. Then he would recruit some Demon King level lackeys, and that would be about it. If there were too many, not only would it be difficult to manage, moreover, cannon fodder level subordinates would be useless. For example, Wang Mang was in existence at the level of. If he wanted to kill cannon fodder, he could kill a large number of them with a casual attack. In addition, if the scale of his force was too large, it would be easy to attract attention. Moreover, he was not invincible yet. There was also a group of experts close to Earth Immortals above him. They were even Earth Immortals. It was worth mentioning, establishing his own force. This was Wang Mang's first time. To be honest, Wang Mang did not have much experience. However, Wang Mang still felt his blood boil. In the past, some monsters at the Demon King level established their own forces. Wang Mang did not do so, mainly because he was not strong enough. But now that he had reached the Demon Emperor level of 8,000 years, it was time for him to establish his own force. The only thing that troubled Wang Mang was that he did not know if the other Demon Emperors had established their own forces. After all, Demon Kings could establish their own forces and dominate a region, let alone Demon Emperors. Of course, it did not matter if these Demon Emperors had established their own forces or not. In any case, he had already planned to capture the 5 Demon Emperors and bring them back. Oh no, it should be to invite the 5 Demon Emperors back. I'm a civilized demon. I definitely won't bully the weak. With that thought, Wang Mang was in high spirits and immediately drilled out of the cave abode. Water Buffalo, tell them to take good care of the cave abode. Ben Wang is going out for a while, oh right. Where's a little crew cut? At this moment, Wang Mang, who was about to leave, suddenly thought of something. Hearing this, Water Buffalo said respectfully, reporting to Lord Demon Emperor, "Little crew cut has been gone for a month and a half. Before it left, it asked Old Bull to leave a message for the Demon Emperor. If Lord Demon Emperor asks about it, I'll let you know, Lord Demon Emperor. It said that the world is so big, it wants to go out for a walk, and it will come back when it has enough fun." Chapter 334. The world was so big that he wanted to go out for a walk. He came back after having enough fun? What the F asterisk CK? Wang Mang was completely dumbfounded. He really wanted to know, where did this little thing hear this from? He kept feeling that these 2 sentences sounded familiar, as if he had heard them somewhere before. After being speechless for a long time, Wang Mang nodded indifferently and said, "Forget it. You guys take good care of the cave. Ben Wang will be out for a few days." After saying this, Wang Mang transformed into his huge body, flapped his 6 wings, and soared into the sky. It was worth mentioning. The weather today had changed a little. In the past, the sun and moon would be in the sky during the day. But this time, the moon had disappeared. The weather seemed to have become normal. But it was not normal at the same time, because the sky was no longer blue sky and white clouds. It was as if a layer of shadow had covered the entire sky. It was only now that Wang Mang noticed this strange scene. Of course, the change in the weather had no effect on Wang Mang. However, this time, Wang Mang did not fly too high, because Wang Mang mainly wanted to search for traces of the Demon Emperor on the way to Tibet province. Although Wang Mang did know that there were not many Demon Emperors left in the Red Empire. However, even if Wang Mang subdued all the Stone Emperors on Mount Everest in Tibet province, it would not be enough. There were only 4 Demon Emperors in Tibet province. Therefore, there was only 1 Demon Emperor left. However, among the Demon Emperors that Wang Mang knew, only the 4 Emperors of Tibet province. The Dog Emperor's whereabouts were probably unknown. He did not know where the Black Bear Emperor was either. Other than that, there was the Demon Emperor of the Seraph Kingdom. Thinking of this, Wang Mang already had a plan. If he did not gather the 5 Demon Emperors he wanted, Wang Mang prepared to go to the neighboring Seraph Kingdom to subdue them. During the journey, Wang Mang was greatly disappointed. Along the way, he flew at an extremely low altitude, but he did not encounter any Demon Emperors. This greatly disappointed Wang Mang, but it was also within his expectations. After arriving at Tibet province, Wang Mang flew directly to Tibet province. However, as soon as he entered the West province, he realized that something was wrong. Sounds of battle could be vaguely heard in the distance. Moreover, the entire West Tibet province was filled with the aura of several experts. This is the direction of Mount Everest. Could it be that some experts have already made a move on the Demon Emperor of West Province? At this moment, Wang Mang's heart sank. He suddenly felt uneasy. After that, Wang Mang quickly rushed towards the direction of Mount Everest. However, just as Wang Mang approached Mount Everest, he could vaguely sense the aura of 5 experts within a mountain range. The 4 sovereigns of West Province were fighting with a familiar strong cultivator. Moreover, the 4 emperors of West Province were completely suppressed by the black-robed old man with a wave of his hand. They were beaten to the point that they couldn't even raise their heads. After seeing the black-robed old man's face clearly, Wang Mang couldn't help but feel depressed. This black-robed expert was none other than Taoist Black Dragon. He was the first expert from the netherworld that Wang Mang had met in the past. However, what made Wang Mang very puzzled was, why did Taoist Black Dragon have a conflict with the Demon Emperor of West Province? Moreover, although the 4 emperors of West Province were quite strong, they were completely powerless against Taoist Black Dragon. Even the strongest Emperor of Stone was only at the level of 7,000 years of cultivation. But what about Taoist Black Dragon? He was in existence close to the Earth Immortal level. If the Earth Immortal was currently the strongest expert in the world, then those who were close to the Earth Immortal were the top existences. At this moment, Taoist Black Dragon, who was playing with the 4 emperors of West Province, suddenly turned his head to look at Wang Mang. At the same time, his originally playful expression also became serious. This was because he could feel that Wang Mang's direction gave him a sense of threat. However, when he saw who it was, Taoist Black Dragon was instantly stunned. He looked at Wang Mang in astonishment, as if he had seen a ghost. "It's you? How is this possible?" At this moment, Taoist Black Dragon almost lost his voice. His tone was filled with disbelief. This was because Wang Mang's strength the day before was only at the level of a 7,000-year Demon Emperor. But how did his strength increase so much in the blink of an eye? It even gave him a sense of threat. For a moment, Taoist Black Dragon even felt as if he was dreaming. Actually, it wasn't just him. Emperor of Stone, Emperor of Tree, Emperor of Flower, and Emperor of Willow. At this moment, they were also looking at Wang Mang with incomparable shock. This was because they had just solved the meteorite incident together a day ago. They were also well aware of Wang Mang's strength, although Wang Mang's strength had already shocked them a day ago. However, it was far less shocking than what they were seeing now. This was because the current Wang Mang was too powerful. Therefore, it could be said that all the demon emperors who saw Wang Mang, including Taoist Black Dragon, were shocked. Fellow Taoists, how are you? Seeing the shocked gazes of all the demon emperors present, as well as Taoist Black Dragon's incredulous look, Wang Mang's heart felt very sour, and his vanity seemed to have been greatly satisfied. He liked this kind of gaze, this kind of shocked gaze, this kind of fearful gaze. At the same time, Wang Mang also understood that this was the benefit of strength. Therefore, the current Wang Mang spoke much more casually. Before increasing his strength, Wang Mang wanted to be careful. He didn't dare to directly address Taoist Black Dragon as a fellow Taoist. However, it was different after increasing his strength. Wang Mang no longer feared Taoist Black Dragon. Even if he couldn't defeat him, the other party couldn't kill him either. His strength was already not weak, not to mention that he had extraordinary speed. Therefore, Wang Mang wasn't afraid of these experts who were close to Earth Immortals. I can't beat them, but can I run away? Perhaps there is a gap between me and these guys. However, the gap in strength is definitely not too great. At this moment, Taoist Black Dragon flew towards Wang Mang. Seeing this scene, Wang Mang wasn't worried, because Taoist Black Dragon didn't look like he was going to fight. In fact, this was the case. After Taoist Black Dragon came up, he frowned and said, "Fellow Taoist Wang Mang, why are you in West Province? Could it be that these 4 demon emperors are old friends with you?" Obviously, with the increase in Wang Mang's strength, Taoist Black Dragon finally recognized him. Otherwise, he wouldn't have called him fellow Taoist. Hearing this, Wang Mang immediately smiled and shook his head. Taoist Black Dragon misunderstood. I just met them by chance. Fellow Taoist Black Dragon, why did you fight with them? Hearing this, Taoist Black Dragon didn't hide anything. An Earth Immortal expert from our nether underworld has taken a fancy to this place. He asked me to deal with this matter. Hearing this, Wang Mang was immediately surprised and quickly asked, "Fellow Taoist Black Dragon, what's going on? Could it be that all the experts from your nether underworld are going to come out?" Chapter 335. Hearing this, Taoist Black Dragon nodded slightly. That's right. The powerhouses of the netherworld are about to be born. No powerhouse is willing to stay in the netherworld forever. The Red Empire is about to become the headquarters of the powerhouses of the netherworld. Isn't that right? I was sent out by the peerless black and white ghosts. After hearing Taoist Black Dragon's words, Wang Mang's heart sank. That was because just from the amount of information, Wang Mang received a lot of important news. The most important news was that the netherworld was about to be born. This was not good news for Wang Mang. This was because the Nether Hell actually treated the Red Empire as their headquarters. At that time, Wang Mang would still feel a little panicked. After all, the current strength of the Nether Hell was even more formidable than the Oceanic clans. Thinking of this, Wang Mang's heart sank. He couldn't help but ask, "Are you going to expel them from the Western Tibet province?" Hearing this, Taoist Black Dragon nodded indifferently and said, "That's right. If they insist on not leaving, I'll kill them." Taoist Black Dragon didn't stop talking when he said this. The 4 emperors of the Western Tibet province also heard it. Emperor Shi, who was the leader, looked gloomy and didn't say a word. Seeing this, Wang Mang's eyes suddenly lit up. He seemed to have seen the direction to complete the mission. Thinking of this, Wang Mang suddenly said, "Taoist Black Dragon, wait a moment. Let me persuade them so that you won't have to fight and save yourself the trouble." Seeing that Wang Mang took the initiative to ask for help, Taoist Black Dragon couldn't refuse and nodded slightly. After all, Wang Mang's strength was not what it used to be. Naturally, he couldn't treat Wang Mang with the same attitude as before, because no matter where it was, the strong were respected. Moreover, Wang Mang's strength was not weak, and he had a good relationship with Ing Zheng of the Netherworld. Naturally, he had to give Wang Mang face. At the same time, Wang Mang came behind the 4 emperors of the Western Tibet province. Wang Mang didn't beat around the bush and directly persuaded them. Fellow Taoists, I'm sure you guys already know about the situation. Now that the Netherworld has appeared, it is unstoppable. The demon clan must be united. So, I sincerely invite you all to join me. It doesn't matter if you don't want to stay in Guangxi province. You could just come to my province. After hearing Wang Mang's words, the emperor, the tree emperor, the willow emperor, and the emperor, because they also knew that the netherworld to netherworld was unstoppable. Now, it was just the beginning, and he was already so domineering that he wanted to kick them out of West Province. He reckoned that in the future, the experts of the netherworld kingdom would be even more rampant. Netherworlds, because the netherworld was netherworld hell. Demons the CCC, however. In response to Wang Mang's invitation, the Stone Emperor coldly said, "Forget about going to your province, fellow Taoist. Ben Huang doesn't have nowhere to go." Wang Mang's heart sank when he heard that. This guy didn't give him any face at all. It seemed that it would be difficult to talk nicely. However, Wang Mang didn't plan to talk nicely. Wang Mang knew that the demon emperors were used to being free. It was too difficult to win them over with sincerity. Therefore, Wang Mang had already planned for the worst before he came. If he couldn't convince them with reason, he would use his fists to reason with them. When he thought of this, Wang Mang looked at the Stone Emperor with a cold gaze, and his voice became much colder. "Emperor of Stone, are you dissatisfied with my suggestion? How about this? Why don't you spar with me?" After hearing Wang Mang's words, the Flower Emperor, the Willow Emperor, and the Tree Emperor, who wanted to speak, immediately fell silent. At the same time, their gazes towards Wang Mang became filled with bewilderment. Moreover, none of them expected that a few months ago they had to look up to an ant. Now, he had grown to the point where he dared to threaten them. However, they didn't dare to speak. They wanted to see how the Emperor of Stone would react. If the Emperor of Stone gave in, they would naturally choose to consider it. "Are you going to make a move, fellow cultivator? Are you going to make a move just because we don't want to go to your territory? Fellow cultivator, your actions are even more domineering than Taoist black dragons." The Emperor of Stone laughed in anger when he heard Wang Mang's words. Hearing this, Wang Mang immediately spoke fiercely. "It seems that you refuse a toast only to be forced to drink a forfeit." As he spoke, Wang Mang had already transformed into a huge body. Seeing this, the Emperor of Stone retreated even faster. He looked at Wang Mang coldly from afar. The 4 emperors of West Province also retreated quickly. They knew that a battle was about to break out. As for Taoist Black Dragon, he was also very speechless. Wang Mang obviously didn't come to chase them away for him. He said that he would persuade them for him, but he ended up making a move. However, Wang Mang wanted to drag these monster emperors away, which was also in line with his intentions. Therefore, Taoist Black Dragon didn't say anything. Instead, he calmly observed the situation. "You've gone too far. Ben Huang wants to see how strong you are." At that moment, the Emperor of Stone roared angrily and transformed into a huge monster. He turned into a stone giant that was 200 meters tall and rushed toward Wang Mang like a mountain. Seeing this, Wang Mang immediately sneered. He didn't plan to make a move against the Emperor of Stone at all. That was because his cultivation had already reached more than 8,000 years. In terms of cultivation, Wang Mang could crush the Emperor of Stone. Therefore, Wang Mang didn't hesitate to use a divine ability. King's Slave, Soul-Controlling Seal. In the next moment, the charging Emperor of Stone suddenly staggered and fell to the ground with a loud bang. Then, the Emperor of Stone hugged his stone head in pain and rolled on the ground crazily. At the same time, he let out a shrill cry. What did you do to Ben Huang?" However, Wang Mang ignored the Emperor of Stone's painful roars and continued to use the 2 divine abilities. In Wang Mang's opinion, He already had the strength to crush these monster emperors. If he used the control divine ability now, he should be able to successfully control these monster emperors. However, after seeing the effects of the two divine abilities, Wang Mang nodded in satisfaction. That was because the Emperor of Stone had already been tortured to death by his divine abilities before he could even get close to him. Perhaps he could really control him? This time, Wang Mang was full of confidence in using these two divine abilities. That was because any monster emperor whose cultivation hadn't reached 8,000 years was basically not qualified to compete with him. As long as these monster emperors didn't have any mind-type divine abilities, they definitely wouldn't be able to resist Wang Mang's control. 10 minutes later, under the astonished gazes of the three monster emperors of Zhongxi and Taoist Black Dragon, the Emperor of Stone, who was originally struggling in pain, suddenly quieted down. Then, something happened that shocked all the monster emperors present. Behind the Emperor of Stone, who had calmed down, stood up. He knelt on one knee and looked at Wang Mang respectfully. "Greetings, Master." Chapter 336. Hearing that, Wang Mang was overjoyed, although he felt that it was basically a done deal. But when he really subdued a demon emperor, Wang Mang was still very happy. As expected, when his strength was crushed, it was easy for Wang Mang to subdue demon emperors. Thinking of this, Wang Mang became even more excited. In this way, he could subdue 5 demon emperors and complete his mission. Moreover, these 5 demon emperors would never betray him, unless the target's strength far surpassed his. In addition, Wang Mang successfully controlled Emperor of Stone's divine ability this time. It was the most domineering king's slavery. Wang Mang didn't care about that. Although the king's slavery had restrictions, his soul-controlling seal didn't. Thinking of this, Wang Mang nodded in satisfaction and said slowly, "Get up." However, what Wang Mang didn't know was that while he was happy, the 3 emperors of West Tibet Province and Taoist Black Dragon felt their scalps go numb when they saw this scene. That was because Wang Mang's method was simply too strange. A demon emperor who had been around for more than 7,000 years. He was easily subdued by Wang Mang. In fact, both sides didn't even make a move. The ones who were the most terrified were the other 3 emperors of West Tibet Province. That was because Emperor of Stone seemed to be their precedent, especially when they saw Wang Mang's cold gaze. Their bodies couldn't help but tremble. "We are willing to go to your province." "Yes." "Don't make a move." "We are willing to go." For a moment, before Wang Mang could speak, the remaining 3 demon emperors said in fear. Seeing this scene, Wang Mang was a little surprised. However, he could guess the reason immediately. However, facing the 3 emperors who were willing to admit defeat, Wang Mang changed his mind. "Damn it, I invited you guys nicely earlier, but none of you were willing to come. Now I'm going to make a move. Do you know how powerful I am? Do you know how to be afraid? Do you obediently lower your head? How could there be such a good thing?" Wang Mang sneered in his heart, but on the surface he said with a warm smile, "Since all of you are willing to enter Benhuang's territory, please relax your mind and accept Benhuang's spiritual examination." After hearing Wang Mang's words, the 3 sovereigns of West Province were speechless. They even wanted to curse at Wang Mang. What the F***CK? Was this a mental test? He was treating them like blind people. How could they not see that Wang Mang had already taken control of the Stone Emperor? It was precisely because of this method that they were extremely afraid of Wang Mang and chose to compromise. But what made them both shocked and angry was that Wang Mang was not willing to let them go. It was obvious that he wanted to control them too. Even though they were furious, they didn't dare to say anything to Wang Mang. This was because Wang Mang's methods were too terrifying. He had truly taken control of the Stone Emperor without anyone noticing. This method was too strange. At this moment, the Flower Emperor said in a pitiful and weak voice, "Python Emperor, we are all willing to go. There's no need for this mental test, right?" Wang Mang could tell that the Flower Emperor should be a female monster emperor. However, her delicate pleading caused Wang Mang to secretly sneer in his heart. Then, without saying anything, Wang Mang used his divine ability again. Soul-controlling seal. King's slave. Although the king's slave could only control one person. However, the king's slave was also very useful for torturing people. It could be used to help him use the soul-controlling seal to control the enemy. Moreover, this time, Wang Mang's target was the Flower Emperor. In the next moment, the Flower Emperor, who was still begging Wang Mang, also let out a miserable cry. Then, she fell to the ground in pain and started to struggle with her head in her hands. Seeing this, the Willow Emperor and the Tree Emperor were both shocked and furious. In the next moment, without any hesitation, they flew towards the distance. Seeing that the two monster emperors were about to run away, Wang Mang ordered coldly, "Stone Emperor, stop them." "Yes, Master." After a respectful response, he said, "Yes." The Stone Emperor's huge body suddenly shot out. It was as fast as lightning. At the same time, Taoist Black Dragon also stopped the Tree Emperor, who was running away. As for the Willow Emperor, she was also stopped by the Stone Emperor. Seeing this, Wang Mang secretly heaved a sigh of relief. Then, he continued to use the soul-controlling seal and the king's slave on the Flower Emperor. After more than 10 minutes, the Flower Emperor, who had been screaming, finally stopped. Then, she got up and kneeled on one knee. She cupped her hands respectfully at Wang Mang and said, "Greetings, Master." Seeing this, Wang Mang was overjoyed. He nodded proudly and said, "Very good. You can get up too." After getting Wang Mang's permission, the Flower Emperor got up. Similarly, the Tree Emperor and the Willow Emperor who had witnessed the whole process were terrified. They finally realized Wang Mang was not just using mind control. It was probably much more terrifying than mind control. He was completely controlling the other party's life and death. Otherwise, why would the Stone Emperor and the Flower Emperor be so obedient to Wang Mang? Thinking of this, the Tree Emperor and the Willow Emperor said in fear, "Python Emperor, we are willing to acknowledge you as our master. Please don't use this method on us." Hearing this, Wang Mang was slightly stunned. Then, he glanced at the two emperors indifferently. At this time, the Stone Emperor scolded coldly, "How dare you? How dare you speak to our master like this?" After scolding, the Stone Emperor said respectfully to Wang Mang, "Master, please use your divine power again to prevent them from betraying you in the future." After hearing this, Wang Mang was speechless. It seemed that although the Stone Emperor's life and death were controlled by him, however, it did not mean that he had lost his ability to think. Perhaps the Stone Emperor was under his control now. Therefore, the Stone Emperor hoped that the 4 emperors of the Western region would be under his control as well. However, the Stone Emperor's words made sense. What if these 2 guys betrayed him? Thinking of this, Wang Mang nodded slightly and used his divine power again. The next moment, the Willow Emperor and the Tree Emperor screamed in agony. Their huge bodies fell to the ground and rolled around in pain. This was because this kind of mind control was extremely painful and torturous. Fortunately, more than 10 minutes later, the 2 demon emperors had already stopped screaming. At the same time, they got up from the ground and knelt down on one knee like the Stone Emperor. The Tree Emperor and Willow Emperor greet the Master. Seeing this, Wang Mang couldn't help but laugh heartily. "Good, very good. With your help, Ben Huang will be like a tiger with wings." Chapter 337. After hearing Wang Mang's words, the 4 emperors knelt down on one knee. Bitter and respectful smiles appeared on their faces. "It's our great honor to be able to become a member of Master's faction. Master will definitely dominate a region. We wish Master immortal happiness and longevity." After hearing the flattery of the 4 emperors, Wang Mang couldn't help but sigh in his heart. He didn't expect that the 4 emperors, who were once unreachable to him, had now become his subordinates, and they were subordinates who could control their lives. One had to know that more than 2 months ago, Wang Mang wasn't even qualified to be on equal footing with them. But how long had it been? Things were still the same, but people had changed. Now, he could already be on equal footing with the demon emperors who had been around for more than 8,000 years. The experts that he had to look up to in the past had already been trampled under his feet. He didn't even have to make a move to trample these former experts under his feet. For a moment, Wang Mang was extremely proud of himself. At the same time, not far away, Taoist Black Dragon also smiled and complimented. Fellow Taoist, congratulations on having another expert under your command. Hearing this, Wang Mang came back to his senses. In the face of Taoist Black Dragon's compliment, Wang Mang smiled modestly. Fellow Taoist Black Dragon, I've just casually accepted these useless subordinates. What's there to celebrate? After hearing Wang Mang's words, Taoist Black Dragon was speechless in his heart. He suspected that Wang Mang was pretending, and he had evidence. But Wang Mang still looked as if he wasn't pretending at all. This made Taoist Black Dragon couldn't help but curse Wang Mang in his heart. But he had a reason to compliment Wang Mang, because Wang Mang's strength had increased too quickly. His potential was extremely great. Yesterday, when dealing with the meteorite incident, Wang Mang had even summoned experts. For this reason, Taoist Black Dragon was also willing to befriend Wang Mang. He didn't ask for a good relationship, but at least he wouldn't offend him. This was what Taoist Black Dragon thought. Wang Mang had many tricks up his sleeve. It also made him extremely fearful. With that thought in mind, Taoist Black Dragon smiled and nodded. Fellow Taoist, since you've already subdued them, are you going to leave? Hearing this, Wang Mang immediately said gratefully, Fellow Black Dragon, if you have time, I'll look for you to catch up. Well said, well said. Only then did Taoist Black Dragon nod with a satisfied smile. He greeted Taoist Black Dragon with a smile. Only then did Wang Mang lead the 4 sovereigns of West Province and disappear into the sky. During the journey, Wang Mang seemed to have thought of something and couldn't help but ask, Little Sure, do you know if there are still demon emperors in the Red Empire? Upon hearing this, the Stone Emperor, who was standing beside Wang Mang, replied respectfully, Master, we have both the Yangtze River and the Yellow River. If it's on land, I guess there's only the Dog Emperor or the Bear Emperor left. The Tiger Emperor has already died in the hands of Master. Hearing this, Wang Mang was instantly surprised and said, Then do you know where the demon emperors in the Yangtze River and the Yellow River are? After thinking for a while, the Stone Emperor replied respectfully, Master, I know where one of the demon emperors is in the Yellow River. Hearing this, Wang Mang's eyes lit up, and he immediately ordered, Good. Little Sure, Ben Huang orders you to lead the way immediately. Yes, Master. Yes, Master. Stone Emperor replied respectfully before flying toward the front of the formation. Seeing this, Wang Mang nodded with satisfaction and ordered, All of you, follow me. 2 hours later, in the middle of a desolate and uninhabited mountain forest, on the bank of the Yellow River, which was surging endlessly and violently. At this moment, Wang Mang and the other demon emperors were standing on the bank of the Yellow River. At this moment, Wang Mang ordered the Stone Emperor, Go! Ben Huang has already sensed the demon aura nearby. Little Sure, go and lure the demon emperor out of the water. When the time comes, Ben Huang will attack and completely suppress it. Hearing this, the Stone Emperor did not hesitate. It transformed into a few meters tall and suddenly plunged into the Yellow River. 2 hours later, Wang Mang, who was waiting, suddenly felt that the demon emperor's aura under the surging Yellow River had become more intense. In the next moment, an earth-shattering sound could be heard. In the surging Yellow River, a wave of water that was dozens of meters tall suddenly exploded. The Stone Emperor charged out of the Yellow River, and behind him was a black flood dragon. This was a black dragon that was almost 180 meters long. It was extremely thick and sturdy, and there were very obvious fleshy horns on its head. The scales on its body were distinct and black, and the Demon Emperor's aura was even more intense than the Stone Emperor's. This made Wang Mang very surprised. Then, Wang Mang instinctively used information detection. In the next moment, the black dragon's information appeared before his eyes. Target, Black Dragon Emperor Cultivation Experience, 7,800 years grade. Demon Emperor Divine Power. Luck, 91 threat level. Extremely low achievement, 77th on the global leaderboard. After reading the Black Dragon Emperor's information, Wang Mang was extremely surprised. He did not expect the Black Dragon Emperor to be so powerful. It was not weak at all. At this moment, the Black Dragon Emperor flew out of the Yellow River and saw Wang Mang and the other demon emperors on the shore. The other demon emperors were nothing in its eyes. The one that really surprised it was Wang Mang. Yesterday, Wang Mang had turned the tide in solving the meteorite incident and summoned powerful beings. Therefore, it had a very deep impression of Wang Mang. The only thing that shocked the Black Dragon Emperor was the change in Wang Mang's strength. Although it did not know how Wang Mang had become so powerful, it did not ask. However, the Black Dragon Emperor didn't ask any further questions. Fellow cultivators, why have you come to Bunhuang's cave abode? Hearing this, Wang Mang could not be bothered to talk nonsense with it. He ordered indifferently. All of you, listen to my orders. Attack Bunhuang together. Suppress him. Hearing this, the Stone Emperor and the Flower Emperor, Tree Emperor, and Willow Emperor beside Wang Mang charged out. The four emperors attacked the Black Dragon Emperor. Although the Black Dragon Emperor was powerful, the Stone Emperor was not weak either. Moreover, the Stone Emperor was in charge of restraining the Black Dragon Emperor. In just an hour, they had basically suppressed the Black Dragon Emperor. However, this made the Black Dragon Emperor feel very aggrieved. As the Black Dragon Emperor fought, it roared at Wang Mang angrily. You guys went looking for trouble with Bunhuang for no reason. So be it. What's the point of bullying him with numbers now? If you have the ability, fight Bunhuang fair and square. Wang Mang could not help but laugh. This counts as a duel. Let them fight you together. After hearing Wang Mang's words, the Black Dragon Emperor was so angry that it trembled. Just as it was about to curse out loud, Wang Mang used his divine ability again. Soul Controlling Seal, King's Slave. Under the support of the two divine abilities, the Black Dragon Emperor, who was already suppressed, immediately screamed in pain. Then, it was quickly suppressed by the four emperors. After struggling for more than 10 minutes, the Black Dragon Emperor finally stopped struggling. Obviously, it had been subdued by Wang Mang. Then, the Black Dragon Emperor lowered its arrogant head and said respectfully, Your subordinate is the Black Dragon Emperor. Greetings, Master. Seeing this, Wang Mang, who was very pleased with himself, was about to speak. Suddenly, the system's voice sounded. Ding! Congratulations, Master. Mission completed. Ding! Congratulations, Master. Obtained 6 billion evolution points. Ding! Congratulations, Master. Obtained top-grade blind box X1. Ding! Congratulations, Master. Obtained random draw X1. Chapter 338. After listening to the system's voice, Wang Mang was overjoyed. This mission was completed too easily, because he had only been out for less than a day. In the end, he had easily subdued and suppressed the four emperors, and then he had easily subdued the Black Dragon Emperor. At this point, he had 5 demon emperors under his command. Among them, there were 2 demon emperors at the level of 7,000 years. They were the Stone Emperor and the Black Dragon Emperor. There were also 3 demon emperors close to the level of 7,000 years. These 3 demon emperors were naturally the Tree Emperor, the Willow Emperor, and the Flower Emperor. Although their cultivation had not reached the level of 7,000 years, they were close to the level of 7,000 years. Therefore, it could be said that the 5 demon emperors that Wang Mang had recruited were very strong. Thinking of this, Wang Mang was in a good mood. He sized up the Black Dragon Emperor. Wang Mang nodded with satisfaction and said with a smile, Not bad, not bad. This time we can go home. After saying that, Wang Mang immediately ordered, All of you, follow Bunhuang back to your province. Then, Wang Mang took the lead, transformed into his original form, and soared into the sky. The 5 emperors that Wang Mang had subdued also followed, because they had been subdued by Wang Mang. Their lives and deaths were in Wang Mang's control. Therefore, don't ask why they were so obedient. They didn't want to be obedient either. The problem was that their lives were in Wang Mang's hands. 10 minutes later, just as they were about to reach Nanyan province, Wang Mang was flying in the sky. Suddenly, he felt the faint fluctuations of a battle in the mountain range below. This immediately made Wang Mang a little confused. Damn, what the hell was going on? Why were they fighting so frequently? Thinking of this, Wang Mang flew down from the sky. After arriving at the mountain range of Nanyan province, Wang Mang saw 2 waves of experts from the netherworld. Moreover, there were quite a number of experts from the nether hell in these 2 waves. Each of them had 4 demon emperors. In other words, there were a total of 8 emperor realm experts fighting. In addition, these 8 powerhouses from the nether hell were all extremely powerful. Among them, there were 4 emperor-level experts who had reached the age of 8,000 years. The other 4 were also 7,000-year emperors. This scale of experts caused Wang Mang's heart to involuntarily sink, because these experts from the Netherworld Kingdom were fighting in Nanyan Province. It was really close to his Panzhou and Guizhou Province. Could it be that there were powerhouses from the Netherworld Kingdom preparing to occupy Nanyan Province? The more Wang Mang thought about it, the more he felt that it was possible. After all, the Western Tibet province had been occupied. Right now, it was not impossible for Nanyan province to be occupied again. With this thought, Wang Mang's heart became even heavier. Fortunately, he did not choose to rule the entire Red Empire back then. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to complete the mission. This was because the Netherworld Kingdom had appeared. They even treated the Red Empire as their base camp. This was very unfriendly to the Redlands Demon Emperor. At this moment, in this primitive mountain range, these 8 Demon Emperors were fighting. At the same time, Wang Mang could vaguely hear the angry curses. Black Rakshasa, does your ghost domain really want to fight to the death with us? The Red Empire has dozens of provinces. Do you really want to fight with us? Don't forget, after the disaster, our Lu Zhu Huang will definitely be able to quickly break through to the Earth immortal level. At this moment, the red-haired old man in the lead of the Netherworld Kingdom's experts laughed sinisterly. Do you think only your Lu Zhu Huang can become an Earth immortal? Do you really think that our Western Shu overlord is just a decoration? Moreover, your Lu Zhu Huang is just a little tramp. Even with his current cultivation, he only took over the fate of the former Han dynasty. And our Western Shu overlord is a hero in life and a hero in death. Whether it's the human world or the netherworld, your Lu Zhu Huang is not worthy to compete with our Western Shu overlord. After hearing this, Wang Mang basically understood these 2 groups of people from the Netherworld Kingdom. These were obviously 2 groups of forces from the Netherworld Kingdom. One of them was actually the Western Shu overlord. The other side was Liu Bang, who had a grudge against him. After thinking of this, Wang Mang couldn't help but sneer in his heart. Since the last meteorite incident, Liu Bang had already shown his undisguised hostility and killing intent toward him. Therefore, if there was a chance, Wang Mang naturally wouldn't be soft on such a potential enemy. However, since they had met this time, Wang Mang naturally had to intervene no matter what. He didn't want Liu Bang to live directly next door to him. Although it was not realistic to directly drive away Liu Bang and the Western Shu overlord. However, Wang Mang felt that it was not a problem to help one side drive away the other side. Forget it. Just take it as a competition with the Western Shu overlord. For this legendary figure, a famous existence in history, Wang Mang was more or less in awe of him. A king was no more than a tyrant. It was talking about the Western Shu overlord. Just as Wang Mang was about to make a move, the system's voice sounded. Ding! Detected the host's current situation. The host is given the following mission to choose from. Mission 1. Facing the Netherworld Kingdom's forces fighting for territory. Ignore them. Mission time. Available upon selection. Mission reward. 1 billion evolution points. Mission 2. Facing the Netherworld Kingdom's forces fighting for territory. choose to help the enemy Liu Bang. Mission time, available upon completion. Mission reward, 2 billion evolution points. Silver treasure, chest, X1. Mission 3, facing the Netherworld Kingdom's forces fighting for territory. Choose to help Xiang Yu's side. Mission time, available upon completion. Mission reward, 5 billion evolution points. Gold treasure chest, X1. Mission 4, facing the Netherworld Kingdom's forces fighting for territory. Choose to act quickly and kill them all. Mission time, available upon completion. Mission reward, 8 billion evolution points. Gold treasure chest, X1. After listening to the system's voice, Wang Mang could not help but laugh. He did not think that before he made a move, the system would give him another reward. This was simply icing on the cake. After all, Wang Mang was already prepared to make a move. Right now, he could still receive a reward. Although the reward was not much, it was still not bad. The 4 missions were easy to choose from. Mission 5, offend the Western Shu overlord for no reason. Wang Mang was not willing to do this kind of thing. After all, there was not much benefit in starting a feud. Thus, Wang Mang had already made a decision. Then, he happily said in his heart, "System, I choose Mission 3. In the next moment, the system's voice sounded. Ding! Congratulations, host. You have successfully chosen a mission. Please quickly complete the mission to obtain the reward. Chapter 339. After the system's voice sounded, Wang Mang, who was in a good mood, was also ready to take action. Then, under the leadership of Wang Mang, a group of monster royals immediately followed him to a place not far from the mountain where the battle was taking place. With the appearance of Wang Mang and the other monster royals, the people from both sides who were still fighting and swearing stopped in their tracks. The leader, the red-haired elder on the side of the conqueror of Western Shu, turned his head and looked at Wang Mang. At the same time, the rest of the powerhouses from the Nether Hell also focused their attention on Wang Mang and the other monster royals. After sensing Wang Mang's tyrannical aura and the strength of the group of monster royals, the powerhouses from the Nether Hell present did not act rashly. At this time, the middle-aged fat emperor-level powerhouse who was the leader of Liu Bang's side obviously recognized Wang Mang and said in astonishment, "It's you? How is this possible? It's only been less than 2 days. How did your strength improve so quickly?" Obviously, this middle-aged fat emperor-level powerhouse recognized Wang Mang at a glance, because he was Liu Bang's direct subordinate, or even his confidant. Not long ago, when a meteorite incident was resolved, he naturally participated in it, and even the powerhouses present participated in it. Therefore, he was naturally clear about Wang Mang's strength. At that time, Wang Mang's strength was only at the level of a monster royal of 7,000 years. But how long had it been? Less than 2 or 3 days. And Wang Mang's strength had reached the level of 8,000 years? This kind of strength could no longer be described with mere exaggeration. Damn it, didn't they spend a lot of time or accumulate cultivation resources and treasures for a long time? But what about Wang Mang? Not to mention that his cultivation speed was fast. It was as if he was flying. It was like a heifer standing upside down. It was too awesome. Similarly, after recognizing Wang Mang, many of the powerhouses from the Nether Hell present at the scene. At this moment, without exception, all of them frowned. That was because Wang Mang's strength had increased at a terrifying rate. They couldn't figure out how Wang Mang could improve so much. Could it be that he had eaten an immortal-grade heavenly treasure? But how could immortal-grade heavenly treasures be eaten so easily? Immortal-grade heavenly materials and earthly treasures could be turned into powerful experts. Could it be that he had eaten a quasi-immortal-grade heavenly treasure? However, Wang Mang was not an immortal-level expert. He was not even close to the level of an earth immortal. Where did he get so many immortal-grade heavenly materials and earthly treasures? After all, quasi-immortal-grade treasures of heaven and earth could only be chanced upon by luck. Even the Emperor Realm experts present had never eaten half-immortal heavenly treasures before. Wang Mang was already numb to this. He knew that the increase in his strength would shock many people. But Wang Mang did not expect that these powerhouses of the Netherhell would actually recognize him. It seemed that he had left a deep impression in the hearts of many powerhouses when he resolved the meteorite incident. Thinking of this, Wang Mang was somewhat proud of himself. After all, this meant that he was now a figure on Earth. At this time, the red-haired old man leading the tyrant of Western Chu's side said in surprise, "Fellow Taoist, your strength has increased greatly. Let me introduce you to fellow Taoist. These are Liu Bang's direct subordinates. They are preparing to occupy Nanyuan province. However, if fellow Taoist has time, you can kill them together with us." Hearing the red-haired old man's faint smile, how could Wang Mang not know that the other party obviously knew about the grudge between him and Lu Huangzu? However, Wang Mang did not refuse. Under the middle-aged man's shocked and angry gaze, Wang Mang nodded slightly. His cold and dark snake eyes were filled with killing intent. Seeing this scene, the red-haired old man, He Luo Sha, could not help but laugh. The next moment, He Luo Sha suddenly shouted angrily, "Fellow Taoist, let's attack together. Kill them all." As he spoke, He Luo Sha suddenly turned into a cloud of black fog and rushed toward the fat middle-aged man. Following He Luo Sha's move, the other three Emperor-level powerhouses also made their moves. For a moment, the 8 powerhouses were once again in a chaotic battle. As they fought, the earth-shattering momentum caused the mountain range to completely turn into a battlefield. At the same time, Wang Mang also ordered, "Kill all of Liu Bang's subordinates for me." Following Wang Mang's order, the Stone Emperor and the Black Dragon Emperor respectfully said, "Yes, sir." As soon as their voices fell, the 5 emperors under Wang Mang's command also made their moves without holding back. Immediately, they and the tyrant of Western Chu's subordinates besieged the 4 emperor-level powerhouses under Liu Bang. The tyrant of Western Chu's subordinates and Liu Bang's subordinates were originally evenly matched. However, as soon as Wang Mang ordered his subordinates to attack, they were completely at a disadvantage in less than half an hour. Under the joint attack of Wang Mang's subordinates and the tyrant of Western Chu, they gradually became surrounded by danger. They were in a very difficult situation. This was because the 4 emperors under Wang Mang's command were not too weak. Moreover, the Stone Emperor and the Black Dragon Emperor were demon emperors who had lived for more than 7,000 years. A few more minutes passed. Liu Bang's 4 subordinates had already begun to try to escape. This was because if they continued to fight, they would definitely die. Wang Mang, who had been watching the battle, naturally saw this scene. However, this was the result that Wang Mang wanted. Therefore, Wang Mang watched with relish. This kind of feeling of being a boss was awesome. To be honest, Wang Mang was a little addicted to it. There was no need for him to fight unnecessary battles now. He could just leave it to his subordinates. Damn it, no wonder these powerhouses like to establish their own forces. It felt different to have subordinates who were willing to listen to his orders. While if there were conditions in the future, he would be in charge of giving orders, and his subordinates would be in charge of doing things. Oh my God, just thinking about it made Wang Mang feel comfortable. However, at this moment, a terrifying aura suddenly brought him back to his senses. After looking up abruptly, Wang Mang saw a cloud of black fog in the distance. It was like a dark cloud sweeping towards him. The next moment, an angry roar came from the cloud of black fog. "Wang Mang, how dare you? Ben Huang didn't cause you any trouble. How dare you cause trouble for Ben Huang's subordinates? Ben Huang, I think you're really courting death." As soon as the voice fell, the sweeping black fog instantly turned into a strong middle-aged figure. This middle-aged figure was wearing a golden dragon robe and had a dignified face. It was obviously the Liu Emperor's ancestor, Liu Bang. At this moment, Liu Bang, who had hurried over, was looking at Wang Mang with a cold and murderous gaze. Chapter 340. If a look could kill, it would have been enough. If that was the case, Wang Mang would have died countless times already. But even if Liu Bang did not make a move, the killing intent in his eyes could not be concealed. This was especially so when he saw the perilous situation his subordinates were in. Liu Bang flew into a rage. At the same time, with the arrival of Liu Bang, the Black Rakshasa, who were besieging Liu Bang's subordinates, also stopped. Because Liu Bang had personally made a move, it was impossible to besiege and kill Liu Bang's subordinates, unless their boss, the hegemon king of Western Shu, was also present. Because in the netherworld, the strongest expert whose strength was closest to the earth immortal level, the hegemon king of Western Shu's strength was second to none. It could be said that among the experts who were close to the earth immortal level, no one dared to say that they could defeat the hegemon king of Western Shu. Therefore, if the earth immortal level experts were the big shots of the netherworld, then in the netherworld, the hegemon king of Western Shu was the strongest below the earth immortal level. Because the hegemon king of Western Shu was different from Ing Zheng and Liu Bang. He relied entirely on his own strength to improve. But Ing Zheng also relied on the fate of the Qin dynasty, and so did Liu Bang. This was just like Ing Zheng and Liu Bang, who both had a high starting point and took the back door. But the hegemon king of Western Shu was different. He relied on his own strength to improve. At this moment, facing Liu Bang, Wang Mang was a little surprised. But he was not too afraid. On the contrary, Wang Mang was even eager to give a try. Because ever since Wang Mang's strength had increased greatly, it could even be said that he had upgraded his template. Wang Mang had never seriously fought with an expert before. Because of this, Wang Mang really wanted to give it a try. He wanted to see how strong an expert who was close to the earth immortal level had become. At the same time, he also wanted to see how strong he was. After all, before he fought with such an expert who was close to the earth immortal level, Wang Mang could not say what level his combat strength had reached. As for the killing intent that Liu Bang revealed, Wang Mang did not care at all. He did not take it seriously. He was not the same as before. If it was before the evolution of the 9 consecutive evolutions, Wang Mang was worried that he would be killed by Liu Bang. But now, Wang Mang wasn't worried at all, unless it was an earth immortal level expert who was prepared to attack him. Otherwise, Wang Mang wouldn't be afraid of anyone. Moreover, even if he couldn't defeat them, he should be able to outrun them. At this time, Liu Bang, who was originally furious, also felt Wang Mang's soaring fighting spirit. Liu Bang couldn't help but be taken aback. This fellow actually had the guts to unleash his fighting spirit against him. Did he eat gunpowder? Or did he eat a leopard's guts? He was Liu Bang, an expert close to the level of an earth immortal. His cultivation was very close to the threshold of an earth immortal. Now, he only needed one final step to become an earthly immortal expert. However, this final step could only be taken after the calamity of heaven and earth arrived. But even so, he was still a genuine pseudo-land immortal powerhouse. But soon, the earth immortal's puzzled expression suddenly turned into one of seeing a ghost. His eyes widened in disbelief, and he almost lost his voice as he shouted, "How is this possible? Your strength. How did your strength soar so much? It actually rose from the level of 7,000 years to the level of 8,000 years. Obviously, even Liu Bang, who had reached the level of a pseudo-land immortal, was shocked. It was even very difficult to accept. Who could accept this? Damn it, I've cultivated for thousands of years, or even longer, and experienced countless trials and hardships before I got to where I am today. Why is it that in just a few days, your strength and cultivation have increased so much? If it were anyone else, they wouldn't be able to accept it. For example, one worked hard every day, while the other was idle every day. However, those who had nothing to do took more than those who worked themselves to death every day. Who could accept this? Who wouldn't be angry? At this moment, Liu Bang had such a mentality. Even Liu Bang's heart was twisted with jealousy. At the same time, the killing intent in Liu Bang's cold eyes was almost tangible. Because if Wang Mang continued like this, he would not be able to do anything. In the future, it wouldn't be a matter of whether he wanted to kill Wang Mang or not. On the contrary, it would be a matter of whether Wang Mang wanted to kill him or not. Very good. Your strength has increased very quickly. It seems that Ben Huang really can't keep you alive. At this time, Liu Bang said in a cold tone. Wang Mang laughed disdainfully. Similarly, he was brimming with fighting spirit. Let's give it a try. It just so happens that I also want to see how capable you are. I want to see if you can kill me or not. Liu Bang laughed out of anger. Do you think that you can compete with Ben Huang just because your cultivation has reached more than 8,000 years? It seems that you haven't experienced the strength of a pseudo-land immortal. Today, Ben Huang will let you die with understanding. Do you think that Ben Huang doesn't know that your summoning divine ability has many restrictions? At least 2 half-immortal treasures of heaven and earth are required to use it, right? After hearing Liu Bang's words, Wang Mang was speechless. No wonder Liu Bang was still talking nonsense with him. After all this time, it turned out that he was afraid of his summoning divine ability. Thinking of this, Wang Mang was speechless and sneered. You can try. Guess if Ben Huang can summon it. And to deal with you, Ben Huang doesn't think that he needs to summon a powerhouse, because you don't have that qualification. At the same time, after Wang Mang finished speaking, the system's voice sounded again, frowny-faced Ding. Detected the host's current situation. The host is given the following mission to choose from. Mission 1. In the face of Liu Bang's killing intent, choose to admit defeat. Mission time. Available upon selection. Mission reward. 1 billion evolution points. Mission 2. In the face of Liu Bang's killing intent, take life and death lightly, and do it. Mission time. Available upon completion. Mission reward. 5 billion evolution points. Advanced blind box X1. Mission 3. In the face of Liu Bang's killing intent, eliminate him. Mission time. Available upon completion. Mission reward. 20 billion evolution points. Best quality blind box X1. Chapter 341. After listening to the system's voice, Wang Mang was even more delighted. Great! The system's missions for the past 2 days have been very smooth. Just as he was about to target Liu Bang's subordinates, a mission came. Just as he was about to fight Liu Bang, another mission came. This was obviously very encouraging for him to fight Liu Xiao. Thinking of this, Wang Mang was even more delighted. Moreover, these 3 missions were very easy to choose. Admit defeat at the first mission? How could that be possible? He, Wang Mang, was a Goblin Emperor. Moreover, he was now an 8,000-year-old Goblin Emperor powerhouse. How could he admit defeat? This was an insult to his dignity. He was an 8,000-year-old Goblin Emperor powerhouse. Why would he be afraid of a battle? So what if he was a fake land immortal powerhouse? Would he be afraid? The word fear never existed in his dictionary. After all, Wang Mang had an unyielding character. Facing a powerhouse, he might not be a yes man, but facing a weakling, he would definitely punch hard. But to the current Wang Mang, Liu Bang was no longer a powerhouse. The powerhouse here referred to an existence that could instantly crush him. Liu Bang obviously did not reach this level. He was not worthy of Wang Mang admitting defeat. He was not worthy of Wang Mang admitting defeat. Thinking of this, Wang Mang made up his mind. System, don't say such unmotivated words next time. Since I, Wang Mang, called myself an emperor, when have I ever been afraid of anyone? I choose the second mission. In the next moment, the system's voice sounded frowny-faced Ding. Congratulations, host. You have successfully chosen the mission. Please complete the mission as soon as possible to receive the reward. After hearing the system's voice, Wang Mang's fighting spirit soared even higher, and he could not wait to attack immediately. But at this time, Liu Bang, who was originally a little afraid, was completely enraged by Wang Mang. He had a ferocious expression on his face as he laughed sinisterly. Good, good, good. Wang Mang, Ben Wang will kill you today. As soon as he finished speaking, Liu Bang instantly transformed into a huge body and stood proudly in the air. Then, Liu Bang, who was like a giant over 100 meters tall, raised his foot and stomped down on Wang Mang. Wang Mang was instantly enraged when he saw this. Mother asterisk cur. He's looking down on me. He actually dared to be so arrogant as to stomp towards him. At the same time, Wang Mang instantly transformed into a huge monster. His body, which was more than 200 meters long, appeared in front of him in an instant. In addition, when Wang Mang transformed into his huge body, he opened his bloody mouth. Then he directly used his divine ability, Destructive Laser. A beam of golden light shot out from Wang Mang's mouth. The terrifying laser beam immediately shot toward Liu Bang. Liu Bang, who was about to step on him, paled. He hurriedly retreated, narrowly dodging the destructive laser that shot past him. Rumble. A loud noise was heard. Liu Bang glanced sideways. He saw a mountain peak a few miles away. It was directly blasted apart by the terrifying laser beam. Liu Bang was even more shocked by this scene. Oh my god! This power was not weaker than that of an ordinary peak demon emperor. Thinking of this, Liu Bang's killing intent became even stronger. The next moment, Liu Bang put his palms together and made a gesture. After a while, he shouted angrily, "Caspian soldiers!" The next moment, Liu Bang flung his dragon robe at the mountain range in the distance, causing sand and stones to fly. On the ground, countless stone and mud men appeared out of thin air. More importantly, these mud men only took a moment to condense into the shape of soldiers. There were so many of them that at first glance, they formed a dense group. Kill. In the next moment, this sea of soldiers formed from mud and sand actually spoke human language and charged in Wang Mang's direction. Seeing this scene, Wang Mang was speechless. It was not strange to use such a trick to deal with ordinary people. But he was a demon emperor. Moreover, it was an 8,000-year-old demon emperor. At this moment, Wang Mang was even more furious. He felt that he had been greatly humiliated. The next moment, two more huge heads quickly grew next to Wang Mang's huge head. At this moment, Wang Mang completely revealed his true form. 3 heads and 6 wings, looking ferocious and terrifying. At the same time, facing these ant-like targets, one of Wang Mang's heads opened its bloody mouth and spewed out endless flames. When the flame was spat out, it immediately burned everything in its path into ruins. Even a massive amount of soil and sand soldiers were all reduced to ashes. Seeing Wang Mang's 3 heads and 6 wings, Liu Bang was even more surprised. He did not expect that Wang Mang had hidden his strength. Obviously, he was not easy to deal with. However, Wang Mang's strength was not beyond his expectation. Then, Liu Bang sneered and said, "In that case, Ben Wang will give you a quick death." Just as he finished speaking, Liu Bang pointed at his forehead and shouted angrily, "Dragon Emperor's aura." Then, something happened that made Wang Mang's jaw drop. A 300-meter-long golden dragon drilled out of Liu Bang's body. It was a 300-meter-long golden dragon with dragon horns on its head, dragon scales all over its body, and 4 legs. It was a powerful golden dragon. This golden dragon that flew out seemed to be real. Its pair of dragon eyes were very lively as it circled around Liu Bang. Seeing this, Wang Mang was stunned. What the F***CK? Is this really a F***king dragon? This is indeed a dragon, although it is not a real dragon, but its appearance was not much different from the dragon in his impression. It also looked mighty and domineering. Moreover, Wang Mang could feel a strong emperor's aura from this dragon. Could it be formed by the emperor's aura? The more Wang Mang thought about it, the more he felt that it was possible. At the same time, Wang Mang was extremely jealous. Logically speaking, he was also an emperor in his previous life. Then, why didn't he have a dragon emperor's aura? Could it be that he was an emperor for too short a time in his previous life? At the same time, Wang Mang felt that this was the most likely possibility. But what Wang Mang did not know was that he did have a dragon in his previous life, and it was a black dragon. But compared to Liu Bang's dragon, it was a far cry. Because in his previous life, Wang Mang had only been an emperor for a short time. But Liu Bang was the founding emperor of the Han dynasty. In terms of Dragon Emperor's aura, Wang Mang could not compare to Liu Bang. Only the founding emperors of the past and the emperors of the powerful dynasties could compare to Liu Bang. For example, Ing Zheng, who was also an emperor, was better than Liu Bang in all aspects. At this time, Wang Mang suddenly saw this flamboyant golden dragon charge at him with bared fangs and brandished claws under Liu Bang's orders. Seeing this, Wang Mang's heart sank, and at the same time, his eyes were filled with murderous intent. In the next moment, Wang Mang did not show any signs of weakness. With a flap of his 6 wings, his huge, 3-headed body whizzed out. At the same time as the golden dragon rushed over, Wang Mang also rushed towards the golden dragon. It was just a dragon formed by the emperor's aura. It wasn't like a real dragon had appeared. So what if a real dragon appeared? Was there a rule that a dragon was stronger than a python? You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.